All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach today. Pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they will testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one another and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? And praise be to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Revelation chapter 2. Verse 7. He that have ear, let him hear. But the Ruach say unto the synagogues, to him that overcome will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of Elohim. Shalom, Quran. So with that being said, let's come back over here to 2 Kings chapter 19. Shalom, Brother Ellis. I think we're in verse 29. Yeah, we're in 2 Kings chapter 19, verse 29. And this a sign unto you. You shall eat this year of such things grow of themselves, and in the second year that which spring of the same, and in the third year sow you and reap, plant vineyards, and eat the fruit thereof. Shalom, Taylor. That's what we was at last night. We'll stop that last night. Come over here to Genesis 1 about eating things that grow of themselves. Genesis 1 and 11. Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed in itself, and upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed in itself after his kind. Elohim saw that it was good. We ain't talked about this tree here in a long time. You know what this tree is representative of? Don't worry, I'll share it with you. Come over here and look at this here first, though. Indeed, sir. First thing I want you to look at is this. Yielding. You know what that is, the yield? Yielding seed, or to sow or scatter seed. So this is the first thing that you got to understand. This is a herb yielding seed. It scatters seed. Herb. What is herb? A seb. Herb. Grass. Green plants. Y'all know what seed is, right? Y'all know that's a rock. We ain't got to talk about that. But I want you to look at the fact that it said that this tree scatters seed, or yields seed, or this herb, I should say, this grass. Now, I want you to look at this here, right, in Isaiah chapter 40. Grab Isaiah 40 for me, Civic. Move with haste. 40 and probably about 5, I believe. It might be 12, though. Let me see. Hold on, because I ain't trying to have no wasted motion. Yeah, 5 is sufficient.
And the esteem of Yahuwah.
This is Isaiah 40 and 5.
And the esteem of Yahuwah shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see together, for the mouth of Yahuwah hath spoken.
That's right.
The voice said, cry, and he said, what shall I cry?
What shall he say?
All flesh, grass.
All flesh is what?
Grass.
Is what?
Grass. and all the goodliness thereof as the flower of the field.
It do what?
The grass wither, the flower fade, because
flower
the ruach
what?
of fade, because the ruach of Yahuwah blow upon it. Surely the people grass.
Pause. He said the people are as grass. Now you just seen that it said that herb mean that's grass that yields seed. So you would need to understand grass don't yield no seed. You ever seen the grass outside spit out a seed? You ain't never seen it. But check this out. Go back to that herb and read that definition again, because there's something else in it. I read it, but I want you to hear it again.
It is herb, grass, green plants.
Green plants. Look at the bottom, because I believe I just seen leafage. That's going to tie into something that we just already discussed. That's why I said that. Don't worry, I got you. That's what it was. Tender shoot. You know what a tender shoot is? They say you got tender when you shoot.
That's right. Offspring.
Where that seed come out.
Tender.
Don't touch me. Tender right now. All those sides. So I'll tell you, right? Go over here to Matthew 13. I'll tell you what verse I want you to start at. (13 and 36). Matthew 13 and 36. Oh, I can't talk to you right now, bro.
Then Yahushua sent the
Shalom,
multitude
Brother
away and went into the house, and the disciples came unto him, saying, Declare us the parable of the tares of the field.
Tares of the field.
He answered and said unto them,
What did it say?
He that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man.
Hold on. He that sowed a what?
The good seed.
What did it say that herb did? It yield seed. That means it scattered seed. Continue.
The field is the world.
Mhm.
The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
Pause. They the sons of the Malkuth. Give me Revelation 21 and 7, if you will, please. Eugene. Where my money at? You drinking my water? Oh, that boy still shoot, flicking nigga off.
It said, he that overcomes shall inherit all things.
Shout what?
Inherit all things.
And what's going to happen?
And I will be his Elohim.
And he'll be what?
He should be my son.
That's good right there. That's all you wanted. Now, what did he say? The field is the world. He say the good seed are the who? The sons of the dominion. You know, it's funny yesterday when that one of them ladies said, you shouldn't say Israel set to rule the world. The lies you tell. The lies you tell. What book you been reading? But I know where her mind went. You know where her mind went when she heard that? Her mind went to the Spanish Inquisition. Her mind went to the Crusades. You know about the Crusades? You need to read a book. It's Reading Rainbow. You don't know about the Crusades? You unfamiliar with that? I'm being serious. The Crusades.
I know.
You know what the Crusades is? Oh, that's wild. The Crusades, honestly, truth be told, was a Catholic Church expedition to obliterate any and all opposition to stop them from taking Jerusalem. That's really what it was for. Oh, this was in like maybe about the 12, maybe somewhere between the 12 and 1400s. The Spanish Inquisition was in the 1400s. Them niggas went around killing people and used the word as their justification for doing so. That's why the Catholic Church created Islam. They created Islam as a means to take over Jerusalem. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I forget the name of that doggone spot in Jerusalem. That's why the Muslims got a temple in Jerusalem. Oh, y'all didn't know that, did you? You ain't know that? You ain't know the Muslims got a spot in Jerusalem? Woo! Y'all been watching too many TV shows, ain't been reading no books, have you, Doris? But what you been doing? I done been listening to music, drinking liquor. The Wailing Wall is for the Jewish people, man. I think it starts with a K, man. Somebody look at it. I can't remember the name of that joint that the Muslims got. It's a green dome. Something along them lines, man. It's escaping my memory right now. Oh no, that's in Mecca. But they got like a green dome temple right in Jerusalem. Them boys slide to, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not escaping my mind right now. Somebody I find it. But yeah, everybody got their hands in there, man. Yep, the Dome of the Rock. That's what it is. Dome of the Rock. That's what it is. That's where Notre Dame University get their dome from. You know what I'm saying? You know about Notre Dame? You know about it, and they got all that there? You know about Notre Dame? What is Notre Dame? But do you know about Notre Dame? No, I'm being serious. They literal logo. They used to have it as a patch on they football jerseys, where they would have that dome at the net. But the dome on the top of their cathedral that they got there is the exact same dome that's at the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. And on top of that, Notre Dame is an Irish Catholic school. So there's that. Oh, you didn't know that was Irish Catholic? You know another Catholic I'm being dead serious. You know there's another Catholic university in this country also. Very well known. You heard of Matt Ryan? You don't watch no football. You probably don't. But he went to Boston College. That's where Tom Coughlin coached at. That's another Catholic school. It's a couple of them. St. Mary's. That's a basketball school. Them niggas trash. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about on fourth is a national level. What's a lot of them, man? They be Catholic schools, man. Be pumping them out. Yeah, but I mean, Catholic high school is one thing. You know, they everywhere. You know, not Episcopal, what it is. Bishop Kennedy is a Catholic high school. You know what I'm talking about? Got idols everywhere. As soon as you put up on campus. You know what I'm talking about? And Assumption, right? The name of the Catholic church on the grounds is Assumption. So when you bust that right off Atlantic and pull up in the Bishop Kennedy, you see a damn idol. As soon as you get in you won't even get a good 30 seconds on the property. And you're gonna see an idol. I ain't gonna lie to you. You pull up in Episcopal and you're gonna see some idols ASAP also. But it ain't as quickly as that Bishop Kennedy. I don't know about that.
High school. This is 103rd. This is
Yeah, no, I would think about something else.
Yeah, that's what threw me off. I knew about the Dome of the Rock.
I couldn't remember the name of it. I couldn't pick. It's been some years since I even gave it a thought. You know what I'm saying? But that Dome of the Rock is the same dome that's at Notre Dame University in South Bend, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no coincidence. These people know what they be doing. You know what I'm talking about? Let's keep on rolling up. Verse 37 of Matthew 13.
He that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
Little girl.
But the tares are the children of the wicked.
Put that up.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the.
Oh, that's good. I just want you to understand that the seed are the sons of his dominion and rule. Now, I looked at this last night. We'll look at it again. Get John chapter 15, verse 1. Quran said he went to a Catholic school and his homeboy did a Ouija board in the chapel. Let's see over there. You ever played with a Ouija board? Boy, I slap a nigga dead in his mouth. He come to my house talking about let's play with a Ouija board. Nigga, you gotta be crazy as hell. Nigga, is a weirdo. I ain't even had to be in the word for that, nigga. You's a weirdo.
I ain't never seen one in person.
I done seen one. You know what I'm talking about? White boy, man. White boy be having that.
He was at his house. Checking out with him.
Yeah, nigga, I had plenty of white friends. That nigga had one though. You know what I'm talking about? So this nigga, wow. He wasn't playing with it. I don't think it was his. But shoot, there ain't nothing you want to fool with. Shoot, niggas ride around listening to Bone, and Bone around here had a whole song called Ouija Is You With Me? Niggas singing right long. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what he talking about. That nigga say, Ouija, are you with me? More murder, more murder. Nigga say, nigga, what? Man, according to one dude, I didn't say that Bone's second album, because most people think East 99 is their first album, but it's their second album. So that nigga said that's one of the most demonic albums to be ever released. I disagree highly. I've definitely heard some rock albums that can definitely rival it on the demonic level. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. It don't even take much to be demonic, to be honest. You know, everybody like to say stuff be demonic. Man, a lot of stuff don't even be, I don't even think people understand what it means to be demonic. You know what I'm talking about? What y'all think it means to be demonic? No, you just a witch. That's not necessarily demonic because you don't need a demon to cast spells. You know what I'm saying? You can cast spells and don't have no demon. You know what it really means to be demonic, truth be told, word-wise? Number one, the word demonic don't even exist. Not in the book. Man, truth be told, to be demonic is just to be rebellious. You know what I'm saying? And be quite honest with you. And that ain't got nothing to do with no doing some old extra evil and some old fantastic junk. Because at the end of the day, the devil and all his angels was cast out for one reason and one reason alone. And that would be in rebellion. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. Being rebellious. Even when you look at being devilish, you know what's really being devilish? If you look at the name devil, what does it mean? Or the word devil, what does it mean? It means whisperer. So what makes an individual devilish? An individual who accuses and slanders other people. That's what really means to be devilish. You know what I'm saying? You're not devilish because you do certain things that's against the word. That don't make you devilish. That make you a Satan. That make you an adversary. That means that make you an enemy. I'm talking about if we gonna talk it how the text define it, not this stuff that we be making up. Because there's no such thing as being demonic. Because he's demonically possessed. Look at the evil he's doing. Again, we talked about this before. Demons don't make you do evil. You're not demonically possessed, nigga. You just evil. He on demon time. Nigga don't even know there's no such thing as demon time.
He just on you time.
That's you. Demons don't go out and say, let's kill. Demons don't do that. They put that in movies, though, that demons be out here killing people. Demons be sitting out the house like, shoot, I'm going to tempt this nigga with a sin and see if he do it. That's all they do.
He want to do it anyway.
He want to do it anyway. Let me whisper to him, look at that booty. You know you want it. Do it. You heard how that nigga talk to you, man? I bet you ain't going to shoot that nigga. That's all a demon do. Demons ain't these old ugly creatures drumming, roar, trying to do something to you. They can give a damn.
That's what crazy is.
That's what niggas be thinking, though. Some big, grotesque creature finna come out and roar at you.
I wasn't scared enough.
Nah, you scared. He talking about, boo, you scared, nigga? No. That's not what happens, bro. Bella say she did Catholic school, Lutheran high school. For real though, I'm just telling you that so you can know. Somebody come at me, oh, he's demonically possessed. If a person is demonically possessed, that demon is going to be tormenting that individual that they harm themselves. That's what's going to happen. Stop letting these old Rudy Poot stupid niggas tell you all this stuff in the book. Don't bear witness to that, man. Ain't no demon coming to bother you. Ain't no demon coming in your sleep at night to tickle you to see if you're gonna be scared. He gonna torment you. That's what they do. That's why you notice people say the devil ride my back. Them niggas was scared. Because he was messing with them. You know what I'm saying? You in your sleep, scared, terrified. He ain't really doing nothing to you. You know why? Because he ain't got no power to do nothing to you. Yahuwah got to give him the green light to do something to you. You should know that from the book. Satan couldn't do nothing to Job that Yahuwah didn't let him. Not nothing. Satan is a tempter, an accuser, and a liar, and a slanderer. That's what he does. And a rebel. So if somebody say somebody is demonic, that means he a rebel. You rebelling against Yahuwah. That's the only thing that, and again, they don't call them demons in the text, man. They call them evil spirits. What makes them evil? The disagreeable, the guilty of an offense. You know what I'm talking about? Shalom, man. If we don't talk about the book, talk about it right. Man, that junk come from jackasses. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm talking about? That come from people who don't know the word. Like, and you ain't saying nothing wrong because there's elements of it in there. But that junk really come from the actual story isn't fantastic enough. You know what I'm saying? You want to believe that it's just great. Also, it's a way to skirt accountability. If I can say a demon in me, and also people associate demons with being, because in Roman Greek mythology, they didn't really have quote unquote demons going around doing evil stuff. It was really men or quote unquote demigods that were doing it. And then by the time we got over here, it transformed into something else. You know what I'm saying? But it's really to pass off accountability. There ain't no demon going around killing people. You know how many dudes gonna be like they on demon time and Yahuwah just gonna be like, nah, you was on sinner time. Yeah, Christmas was about that, and that's why it was outlawed. You were aware of that, Doris? What about you, Glory? Khaled. Your name don't rhyme with that, but it's got an I on it, so it works. No, did y'all know that Christmas was outlawed in America for a long time? Huh? Because of demons. They was worshiping demons. No, it was really a demonic holiday. It wasn't the holiday that you know it for now. When they came over here, they celebrated it in its original intent, except for the homosexual sex part. Yeah, the homosexual sex part was strictly Roman. Yeah, it was banned over here for a good long time. Oh, you got your hand up. Ain't nobody seeing you with. At least you could have came downstairs for that. You want to sit in the bed and talk, end up farting and whatnot. But yeah, it was definitely praise y'all, brother Renner Sloan, man. Yeah, it was definitely illegal for a long time, man. I mean, I don't know which one was worse. I don't know if the iteration in America or the one in Rome was worse. I guess it would just be on your perspective. Because like I say, in Rome, all the men would get together, have homosexual sex, exchange gifts, go home and beat up their wives. Because you have to understand, Romans did not see women as their intellectual equals. They saw them as intellectually inferior. See, all that stuff they talking about now about men are emotionally attracted to other men, but sexually, all that stuff they really talking about when they be screaming Eurocentric, you really trying to slide Greco-Roman thought process on the black men, because black men don't want to have sex with other men. Black men don't sit around and say, my wife sure is dumb, brother. I sure like talking to you about my feelings, and you sure isn't. That didn't happen. That's what they did in Rome, though. That's what they did in Greece. They was like, women are dumb. We all talk to each other. You know what? Since we're all smart, let's play with each other's booty holes. That's what they did. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to be fun. I'm dead serious. Look it up. It's historical. And then they trained up the little boys. That's where the word gymnasium come from. I thought I told y'all this before.
Yes.
You didn't know that about gymnasium? Gymnasium is the place where the Romans and Greeks, well, specifically the Greeks, would take the little boys, butt booty naked, and train them, and then participate in pederasty. You know what pederasty is? The definition of it is the love of young boys. See, pedophilia is the love of children. You know what I'm saying? But pederasty is a man who is specifically attracted to young boys. So they would be in the gymnasium. It wasn't just physical activity; it'd be intellectual activities, and then they would molest the boys, and that's what they did.
Oh, this is doing that to college.
Oh yeah, that's what Jerry Sandusky.
Sandusky.
Sandusky. This some years ago, so I know. Y'all don't know who Joe Paterno is, but he's an all-time great coach at Penn State. He had a coordinator who worked for him, and they had young boys, they would bring up for programs and all this type of stuff, and he would get in the shower butt booty naked with these little boys and touch on them. But some of these boys were about 7, 8 years old, so I ain't gonna lie to you, that probably would have had to shoot me a fade at that age in my life. Cause boy, you get in the shower with me while I'm butt naked and you butt naked, boy, I know a lot of things in life, boy, but this ain't right. Mr. Sandusky, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Because at the bare minimum, I'm gonna grab him by his meat and wrench that hole and get up out of there. Range.
Run.
Hey, this nigga coming in trying to touch my booty. You know what I'm talking about? Woo, you got to protect your anus, man. By all means. Protect it.
That's how you know what black boys.
They were black boys.
They were?
They were black boys he was touching.
All the ones I seen was Caucasian. I ain't seen
But he had black boys in there too, man. It's the same thing with Jeffrey Dahmer. Them wasn't white boys he was raping and killing. Them were black men. He liked black men. That's what he was attracted to. He was kidnapping, molesting, and mutilating black men. That's what he was on. Yeah, that's what he was on, man. I don't know what they had. You know what I'm saying? Genesis chapter 1. I don't know what they had, but they lost their life, though.
Go to your mommy.
You want me to read it, John 15?
Oh, yeah, John 15:1. I know one thing, boy. Nigga ain't taking my booty without a fight. I promise you that. Nigga say, whatever, you grab his nuts, so did. Guess what, though? My freshman seal ain't broke. You know what I'm talking about? Say something now. Bet you that. I can walk with it. I'm a man. John 15:1.
I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that bear not fruit, he take away.
Mm-hmm.
And every branch that bear fruit, he purge it, that
He
it
said
may
he
bring,
divine.
that it may bring forth more fruit. And you
That's
are
right.
clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
That's right.
Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine.
That's right.
No more can you except you abide in me. I am the vine, you the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him.
I'm talking about branches, right? He said he the branch. What I need, man. Jeremiah 23. 23:1. I don't care who get it. Somebody else get Isaiah 11:1. I don't care who get it. Jeremiah 23:1. Isaiah 11:1. Jeremiah 23:1. Let it run.
They say, woe to the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says Yahuwah.
Wow.
Therefore,
Yes,
thus says Yahuwah, Elohim of Yasharah, against the pastors that feed my flock. Ye have
That's right.
scattered my flock.
You scattered them.
You have driven them away.
You made them go away.
And have not visited them.
Mhm.
Behold, I will visit upon you the evil you're doing, says
That's right.
Yahuwah.
That's right.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bring them again to their folds.
That's right.
And they shall be a fruitful increase.
That's right.
And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them.
They gonna do what?
They will feed them,
Mm-hmm.
and they will fear no more.
Nor be dismayed.
Neither shall they be lacking,
Mm-hmm.
says Yahuwah.
Behold,
The days come, says Yahuwah. I will raise up to David a righteous branch.
a righteous what?
A righteous branch.
Look up branch for him and share it with him. What's up, little Bible study?
That is Samat.
Mm-hmm.
Sprout, growth, a branch.
You see that? A sprout.
A shoot.
A shoot. A
Of
tender
mustard.
shoot. I told you a tender shoot, didn't I?
Mhm.
Look at that. Look at the Lord. That tender shoot, you know what a tender shoot do, what a branch do? Now, if you do know about trees, now trees do scatter their own seeds. They do scatter their own seeds. You knew that? You ain't know that? I've been out of school a long time. I knew that. How long you been out of school? You knew that? You better have teaching them terms. Now, it's just not in the fruit, but the doggone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even regular flowers do it. It's called cross-pollination, you know what I'm saying? They shoot out their seeds, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. You know, and that's why we talk about Quran put it in there. But that tree in Genesis 1 is representative of the tree of life. That tree produces its own fruit and produces its own seed. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's going to be dealing with faith. We're going to look at that in a minute. That's why he looking for individuals who can overcome and they can have right to it. Why? Because they would be of that seed of which they partook in. But nevertheless, let's continue.
Hey, go sit down.
Come on, Jeremiah 23:5.
It says, behold, the days will come, said you, I will raise up to David a righteous branch, and the king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days, Yehuda shall be saved, and Yasharah shall dwell safely.
That's right.
And this is the name whereby ye shall be called, Yahuwah our righteous.
Pause. Give him the word for saved and give you who are righteousness. What's that? What you got there for saved, man? What word did they slide in there? Shortened version.
To save, be delivered.
You missed the word. You giving the definition.
You just said.
Yeah, but they didn't hear you.
Yashar.
Mm-hmm.
To save, be saved, or be delivered.
To be saved, to be delivered. Yasha. Now give them you who are righteousness, or the Lord are righteous. Let's see what's there.
That is Sadek.
See, that's what I figured. See, they added extra stuff on there. All they got on there is that, and his name shall be called righteous. You know what I'm talking about? Now, why is that important? Why is that important that his name shall be called righteous? Well, let's look and see. Somebody give me 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 30. We read 1 Corinthians 1 and some other stuff before that, but this is just verse 30.
But of him are you in Hamashiach.
But of him in Hamashiach,
who of Elohim is made unto us wisdom and righteousness.
Made it what?
Righteousness.
Made it what?
Righteousness.
Okay.
And sanctification and redemption.
Now somebody get me Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, man. Listen what that says. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. We get straight to the point.
He says, behold, his soul which is lifted up.
Behold, the soul which is lifted up.
Which is lifted up is not upright in him.
It's not what?
Is not upright in him.
That man ain't level. He ain't correct.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But the righteous live by their what?
Faith.
Well, you know that's what it's just there. That's the doc, right? So let's take a look at something else. What is it? What is it? It's just in my brain. John chapter 6, verse 53.
Then Yahushua said unto them,
What he said?
Truly, truly, I say unto you, except you eat this flesh of the Son of Man
And do what?
and drink his blood,
You don't have no what?
life in you.
You don't have what?
Life in you.
Come on.
Whoso eat my flesh and drink my blood have eternal life,
What else?
and I'll raise him up at the last day.
What else?
For my flesh is meat indeed,
And my blood?
is drink indeed.
What else?
He that eat my flesh and drink my blood dwell
Live.
in me, and
Go
I in
ahead.
him.
Now go ahead.
As the living Father hath
There we
sent
go.
me, and I live by the Father.
He lived by who?
The Father.
He lived by who?
The Father.
So shall they.
Eat me, and even shall live by me.
See that there? Now you're going to live by him. But now what if we just sit back and look at what it say? The just going to live by their faith, correct? This man has been made unto you righteousness. It said that there will be a king that Yahuwah will raise unto David a righteous offshoot who going to scatter seed. Why is this important? What is the only tribe of the house of Judah that even got a king's seed? David is the only house out of all the sons of Judah that got a righteous seed that can ever sit on the throne. Just because you were Judah don't mean you were king. See, that's another lie the Hebrews be telling you. You from the kingly tribe. No, you're not. You're from the house of Judah. If you from the kingly tribe, then you would have to be from the house of David. Just because you in Judah don't mean you no king. But I tell you, people tell you stuff like that. They put stuff like that because people got low self-esteem. I don't think y'all really understand how low the level of self-esteem is amongst black people. I don't think you understand how great the level of insecurity is amongst black people. And I don't think you understand the level of seeking outside and external validation it is for black people. And when I say black people, I'm talking about men. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about no women. I'm talking about men. See, it's natural for a woman to be insecure because a majority of her value is based off of her physical appearance. So if she doesn't feel like her physical appearance is up to par, she's going to have a little lack of confidence in certain areas that she feels like her physical appearance is not up to par. That is natural for a woman. That's not no big deal. But a man ain't supposed to be that way. He ain't supposed to be walking around insecure. Because again, insecure just means you are not secure in yourself, meaning you lack confidence. That's all it means. You know what I'm talking about? When you sit back and you look at seeking validation, most women seek to be validated because they're more social creatures. You know what I'm saying? So they seek the approval and acceptance of others more than men do. You know, when you see a man who seeks validation, you're disgusted. Because as I've said to you many times over the years, you know at that point you have become a lesbian because you are in a relationship with another woman. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants a woman. A woman doesn't want a man who thinks, acts, and behaves like a woman. This way you talking about niggas attention seeking. Niggas already know men ain't supposed to seek attention. When you see a man seeking attention, see, it's different. Don't think a man seeking attention because he got rims on his car or flashy jewelry. That's bait. You do know that, right? Did you know that's bait? Why is it bait? It's not just to get a woman, it's what draw you in. It's bait. It's no different when you go fishing. It's just bait. Don't you know if dudes felt like they could get women without all the accessories, they would do it? If they know that's what's going to get them some coochie, that's what they going to do. Spend their last dime on. Now, you got some dudes, they like rims. They put rims on their car. That's not every dude. But for the most part, dudes rock chains and jewelry and watches and all this here. That's to attract the women. You know what I'm saying? To get them some vagina. I told you most dudes ain't getting no women unless they got some money. Man, I just seen that clip when Pac was talking. That nigga would say, man, I remember I was in the club and the same woman will walk right past me and not say a word to me. Then they find out who I am. They falling out all out on the floor. Oh, all this, that, there, and the third. He said, but just last week, nigga, you wouldn't spit on me. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is the difference. Most women like, oh, Pac was so fine. Only because he was famous. Because if he was that nigga around the corner, you wouldn't have looked at him like that. And see, dudes know this. Mason said it in plenty of records. He said, you wouldn't give me no brains when I was Mason Betha. He said, man, F you. Now I'm Mace. Now you want to put your mouth all on my body. But last week, I was nobody to you. Well, that's what he said. I just didn't say what he said on the record. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't what he said. Keep it clean. You know what I'm talking about? He said something else. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm mentioning this to you because dudes know this. You know what I'm saying? Dudes already know. Now, there's certain dudes who they were getting women without any of those things, like I told you the other day. But dudes know this. That's what dude was talking about. How you know she like you for you? Why you even care? I don't want you to like me for me. I want you to like me for my manhood, for my man. I don't care if you like me for me. I don't need you to like me for me. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that, that means you don't like yourself. So you're looking for somebody to come in and tell you, you know, you're such a great man, and I love you for this, and I love you for that. And that make you feel better about yourself because someone has came and externally validated you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't care. You think you who would care? But if you love him for him, that man say, you better love me for these laws I done laid down. That's what you better do. You better love me for this righteousness I done exuded. That's what you better do. You know what I'm saying? I could care less if you love me for me. But you know, somebody hear that right now. That's not emotionally sound. You ain't gonna tell that to your mom. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care nothing about all that. Because guess what? I don't need you to love me. I need you to respect me. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't that what Yahuwah asked you to do? He said, reverence him, did he not? He said, fear your God. Yeah, you're going to love him, but in your love is going to be respect there and reverence for his authority. You know what I'm talking about? And the same token as we know about Yahushua, he was not walking around here looking for being validated by anybody. He only sought to be validated by one, and who was that? His father. That's it. As a man, you should only be seeking to be validated by Yahuwah, and that's it. If you need validation from anybody else, you need to check yourself. When I say check yourself, meaning you don't love yourself like you're supposed to. Because you need somebody. Like I say, I done heard that my whole life. Men need to be needed. I don't need to be needed by nobody. I need to be needed by me. I don't need no woman to need me. Do you understand how a weak position and mentally deficient you are if you looking for somebody to need you? That's not normal. You know what I'm talking about? You know, if a man offers his services, you know what I'm talking about, and you decline, it's not because he think that he wants to be needed. He said that there's a void to be filled. It's my duty to fill it. Now, if you don't want me to fill the void, then that's your personal business, but I don't need you to need me. For what? For what? I already know what I have to give. I don't need you to need that. You need it. I don't need to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Did you think Yahuwah walk around here and say he needed us to love him? I need them to want my miracles and power. Absolutely not. When you hear that, especially when you juxtapose it against Yahuwah, you see what type of weak position you put yourself in. Because if a person knows that you need them to need you, then they can manipulate you for their own selfish means. And that ain't what you want. We good in Jeremiah 23, man. Come on to Isaiah 11:1. Oh, man, that's right, Shaul. Shaul say never go full beta. He went full retard. Never go full retard. Renee. Hey. It's Renee. How are you? Are you good? Yeah. Okay. But for man, what's up, boy? You all right? You cool? You good? You awesome? Like your mama? Stank pot. What's your problem? For what? What you hiding from me for? Muffinia. Be that way. Isaiah 11:1. Let it run.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse.
Out of the what?
Stem of Jesse.
Give him stem by definition.
That is Gezah. It is a stem, trunk, or stock of
Mm.
trees.
Trees. It's a tree gonna come out of Jesse.
Mm.
Run it again. Isaiah 11:1.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse.
Hold on, give them rod so they can know what that means.
Koter. That is a branch, a twig, or rod.
So a branch or a twig is going to shoot out of a tree.
And a branch shall grow out of his roots.
A branch gonna grow out of his what?
His roots.
Now give him branch and roots.
Nacer. And that
Nacer.
is sprout or shoot.
You know that is. Remember what's that Netzer? Pause. Get him Matthew chapter 1, man. He'll be called a Nazarene and it's mistranslated.
That was a non-Messianic favorite thing to go to.
Absolutely. I say it's at your mama house. I remember I hit one of them boys with that. Them boy was mad. Ain't nowhere in there it say he gonna be a Nazarene. Because it ain't supposed to say Nazarene, brother. It's supposed to say branch. It's supposed to say Netzer. Only thing you're supposed to say you're a Nazarite. What's up, boy? You all right? What's wrong with you? Why your face balled up? Huh? What's wrong with you? Talk. What's wrong with you? Why you looking like that? You emotional right now? You upset? You hungry? You tired? You sad? You want to get hit in the nose? I got it. Now, you found what verse it was? I'm thinking about Matthew 1 and probably what, about 14 or something?
What did it do? Reasons even get Nazareth?
Oh, I got you. Might not be. It should be Matthew chapter 1. I got you.
I ain't got my phone. I ain't as resourceful at the moment. Oh, it's 2 and 23.
Come on here, man. Matthew 2 and 23.
There you go. He gave it to you.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 2,
That's
verse 23. Make it 20 though.
That's not.
Wait a minute.
Saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Yasharal, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother and came into the land of Yasharal. But when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there.
He was scared.
Notwithstanding, being warned of Elohim in a dream, he
In a
turned
dream.
aside into the parts of Galilee.
What'd he say?
And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be
Where?
fulfilled. Nazareth.
Look up Nazareth, man. Tell him what it means. Then we did read last night what it said. Any good thing come out of Nazareth?
Yep.
Nazareth is considered to be what?
That's Nazareth,
Slums.
the guarded one.
Called is what it say?
It's called, well, translated as the guarded one.
The guarded one. Go ahead.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets. He shall be called a Nazarene.
He shall be called a what?
A Nazarene.
But see him now. Look up Nazarene in Greek. That nigga sure say Tondo. That boy speaking Spanish on his
Nazareos.
That's Spanish.
That is a Nazarite,
Damn.
one separated.
What's that?
So that is a Nazarite or one separated.
So it said that mean Nazarite or one separated. So now we have to do this here. I just heard your man talking about when he took a Nazarite vow. You ain't taking a Nazarite vow. You know what a Nazarite vow is? Doris? What is it? That ain't no Nazarite vow. That ain't what the vow about. The vow ain't about growing a lot. You said don't cut your hair. That went in the vow. That's the easiest way people identify it. But that's not what a Nazarite vow is. You know what it is. I'm not being funny. Do you know what it is? That's why I'm asking. Because I'm asking this to judge because I'm wagering there's probably other people that don't know what a Nazarite vow is. Like I said, the hair part, most people only know the hair part because of Samson. Because he was a Nazarite. Give him number 6, man. A Nazarite vow is saying someone is explicitly and specifically separating themselves to Yahuwah. Then the other parts are part of the stipulations to an individual who makes that vow. The vow is strictly about I'm separating myself to God.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, number 6 and 1.
Number 6 and 1, let it run.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharal,
Tell them what?
and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate,
Pause. When man or woman shall what?
Separate.
Give them separate by definition. And then give them vow by definition.
Paul to be marvelous, wonderful.
That's what it is for separate.
Be extraordinary.
Notice, pause. Y'all know what that is, right? You know when they use palafo. Y'all remember what we use pala at? We use pala at when we talk about signs and wonders. Right? Y'all remember that? So guess what? When somebody making a Nazarite vow, they being what? Read every word in the definition.
Marvelous, wonderful, surpassing, extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Separate by distinguishing action.
Pause. Separate by distinguishing action. Go ahead.
We're going to run them all down.
That's the one you want. You separate by there's a particular action that separates you from the rest. Give them what vow by definition.
Nadar, to vow, make a vow.
So you're making a vow. Let me show you something, right? What did Yahushua tell you about vows? That your yea be yea and your nay be nay. You don't need to make a vow of a Nazarite no more. You know why? Get him John 17:17. Yeah, I remember your man. He said, man, when he told me I couldn't the hell, I was crying. That wasn't even the intent. I didn't share any information. He said, I was doing it the whole time. You were talking, I was crying, cutting the hell. I said, well, if you were crying, boy, you were good, boy, because I couldn't tell. Shoot. He can feel good.
Sanctify them through your truth.
Sanctify what?
Them through your truth.
Through your what?
Your truth.
Through your what?
Your truth.
Through your faithfulness.
Your truth. Your word is truth.
Your word is faithful.
As you have sent me into the world.
That's all you want? Let your yea be. There's no need. Hold on, Paul. Give me John 10:34. Let your hay be hay. Don't let your son be gay.
That's right.
Yahushua answered them, is it not written in your law?
Is it not written where?
In your law, I said you are gods.
You are what?
Gods.
Mm-hmm.
If he called them gods, unto whom the word of Elohim came, and the scripture cannot be broken.
That's right.
Say you of him, whom the Father hath sanctified, and sent into the world.
The Father have who?
Sanctified.
So that he would be a Nazarite by distinguishing action. Well, what would be this distinguishing action that would make him be a Nazarene, like what it said? Well, I'm going to tell you, because we in Isaiah 11, and what type of tree would he be? An offshoot? A tender tree? You know what I'm talking about? By the roots. We talking about roots. There's going to give me that 2 Kings 19:29. Second Kings 19:29. Hold on, what we holding? Isaiah 11. We good in John 10. In Genesis chapter 1. 2 Kings 19:29. Let it run.
It says, and this shall be a sign unto thee.
Remember, he said this will be a sign. Remember now, hold on, right? A sign by definition is what? Get to him. Sign by definition. Get to him by definition.
It's oath, and it's a sign, a signal, a banner, remembrance, omen, warning, token, ensign, standard, miracle, proof.
Oh, hold on, miracle. There you know what it said with Pala. That's something wonderful and great, separate by distinguishing action. So this means this sign got to be something that's separate that causes this person to be distinguished by that action, correct? Continue in 2 Kings 19.
It says, "Ye shall eat this year such things and grow of themselves."
Pause. Where you can go read where they ate such things that grow of themselves in the book outside of what we're looking at in Genesis 1. Who can recall? It's okay if you can't. I got you. Yahushua son of Nun, chapter 5. Pick it up about verse 7.
Is that 12?
Yahushua son of Nun, chapter 5. Pick it up about verse 7.
It says, "And their children whom raised up in their state, them Yahushua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised because they had not circumcised them by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass when they had done circumcising all the people that they abode in their places in the camp until they were whole.
That's right.
And Yahushua said, excuse me, and Yahuwah said to Yahushua, this day I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from off you. Wherefore the name of the place is called Gilgal unto this day.
To this day.
And the children of Yasharal encamped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at even in the plains of Jericho.
That's right.
And they did eat of old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover, unleavened cakes and parched corn in the selfsame day. And the manna ceased on the morrow after they had eaten of the old corn of the land. Neither had the children of Israel manna anymore, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year.
Notice what they did. They ate the fruit of the land.
Old corn.
Old corn. That's what brother was looking at, talking about, see, they had a meatless Passover.
No, he didn't do it like that.
They did it like that. That's what they out here teaching right now.
That's the new book.
No?
Dang,
That's
he
the new
did
book.
bad, bro.
Yeah, that was shoot. You should have seen the passage the dude used. Man, dude posted something. Man, they were talking about they're saying a digital currency coming in December, and this man tried to post a verse out of Ezekiel chapter 7. But I say, boy, that's a horrible misuse. This ain't even talking about that. This is Ezekiel 7 and 8 is talking about what he was doing. He was gonna do to Jerusalem because they were worshiping other gods. Man, that man used that verse talking about. See, they ain't gonna have no money. You ain't gonna have no money. I'm telling you, man, that's why people don't believe the word. That's what dude room was about. Why I hate the Bible, because you got, and that's what a majority of the people who was in there saying that they don't have a problem with the word, but people are misinterpreting and misusing it. And then, like I told you for years, they take that out on Yahuwah versus taking that out on the people who don't know what they're talking about. It's very, very dangerous. But come on back to Isaiah 11 if you would. Pick it up at verse 1 more time.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Out of his roots.
And the ruach of Yahuwah shall rest upon him.
And what's going to happen?
And the ruach of wisdom and understanding.
Pause. So this tree is going to produce what? The ruach of what?
Wisdom. Understanding.
Pause. So when you got wisdom and understanding, how that will relate to the things that are enumerated in the fruits of the spirit. Think on that while he read the rest. Come on.
And the ruach of counsel and might, the ruach of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuwah.
So pause. You got advice and purpose. You got strength. What else you got?
Knowledge. And of the fear of Yahuwah.
And respect for Elohim. Hey, Muffin here.
Keep going.
No, that's good. Well, those things that you heard, which parts of the fruits of the spirit would you identify with each one of those?
Might I say faith?
Might, he identifies might with faith. No. Now, if you're going to touch on stuff, you're going to get down, Muffin.
I'll probably do it.
If you're looking at knowledge of the things that pertain to the fruits of the spirit, what would you identify with that?
I'll say patience.
I'll allow it. You know why I lied? Give me Romans 5:1, Civic.
Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Elohim through our Yahushua HaMashiach.
Your Lord. It can't be your Yahuwah.
By whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the esteem of Elohim. And not only so, but we esteem in tribulations also, knowing that tribulations work patience.
Work what?
Patience.
What up?
Patience, experience.
Experience.
And experience, hope.
Hope.
And hope make not ashamed.
And
Because
what
the
don't?
love of Elohim.
And guess what? Don't make you ashamed. All those that trust in Him shall not be ashamed. And why are they not ashamed? Because the knowledge of my righteous servant will justify many. And what did that Jeremiah 23 say? And he shall be called righteous.
That's right.
This branch shall be righteous. Why is this branch righteous? Because the seed is in itself. Well, what's that seed? The seed is the word of Elohim. The word of Elohim is righteous. Therefore, this tree is righteous on the strength. All right, Derek, I see. You got to give him a second. I don't be keeping
With fear, I say temperance.
Y'all, hold on. Y'all ever seen you can do this here? When you be on that thing, man, I was on there ranking on niggas decent. Hit that jump pop up there. We ranking on them niggas decent when they be talking.
You stay up there?
Yeah, for a little bit. You can switch them out.
Yeah, my boy done found the tools.
Nah, somebody mentioned that. I seen it was in them. It was with that chick. She was put them things up there clowning little butt.
That's on you right there.
That's good. Where we need to go right now? I'm good at John 15.
No, the first
I'm good in Isaiah 11. Yeah, come on back to 2 Kings 19. Hold on. He need to finish number 6. My bad. Numbers chapter 6 with the Nazarite vow. 6 and 1 more time.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate to vow a vow.
Notice it said man or who?
A woman.
Now what it said in Ephesians. Neither bond nor Greek, male nor female, but all are one. And Yahushua HaMashiach, anybody can separate themselves by distinguishing action. Come on back to that John 10, because I think we left that hanging. 10 and 34. John 10 and 34. Michael. What's up? You good?
They said that Yahushua answered them, It is not written in your Torah, as ye said, ye are Elohim. If ye called them Elohim, unto whom the word of Elohim came, the scriptures cannot be broken.
That's right.
Say ye of him whom the Father hath sanctified and sent unto the world. Thou blasphemest, because I have said that I am the Son of God.
Mm-hmm.
If I do not the works of my Father, believe me not. But if I do, though ye believe not me, believe the works, that ye may know and believe that.
See how that's do believe the what? The works. That means he would be separate by distinguishing action.
All right.
He'd be separate by distinguishing action.
That ye may know and believe.
That you may know and what?
Believe.
That what?
That the Father is in me.
That is in, and I in him.
And I in him.
All right. That he a God. Now come on back to Numbers chapter 6. Verse 1. One more again.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate to vow a vow of a Nazarite,
that's right,
to separate unto Yahuwah, he shall separate himself from vine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine.
Why you think when Yahushua now he got to be? That's when he literally became a Nazarite. After he drunk the wine with him, right? Then he said, I can't drink this with you no more, because now he's about to be separate by a distinguishing action. Go and get that Matthew 26 just for the people who don't know. 26 and 26. Matthew 26 and 26.
Sip this time, my last time.
It's my last time sipping. They talk about how you gonna be a Nazarite and he was drinking wine. Same way you were drunk, nigga. Because you drinking wine. He don't even drink wine. That boy drink Remy, Martin, Fine, Champagne, Cognac. Them boys ain't even drinking that, boy. Them boy drinking Treat Vodka, man, from the corner store. Them niggas buying liquor from Dollar Tree. You ever seen a nigga buy liquor from Dollar Tree? Man, this nigga buying liquor and steaks from Dollar Tree.
Dollar
Good
steak.
night.
Dollar steak.
Good night.
Well, that dollar steak gonna give you cancer. You understand me? Well, you gonna have a brain aneurysm. Oh, Dollar Tree been selling steaks.
$1. Grab you one.
Grab you one. Nigga, I'm telling you right now, boy, that's dog back.
Camels.
There ain't no camel's hump. That dog camel is expensive. Well, that's Fido, boy. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a chihuahua bag.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's horse underbelly. No, all jokes aside, that's probably the throwaway. That's probably the pieces of the car they ain't want to use. Probably low-grade cow. Probably had blemishes and all. Lesions in his back.
30 minutes from expiring.
Not expiring. It's a low-class, low-cut of meat. I mean, shoot. Ain't gonna lie to you. It's almost just a step above of going to Walmart. Shoot, they done more save a lot.
Walmart do got some more expensive cuts. Though. They got options.
Yeah, I mean, they got expensive cuts. But shoot, I don't know the quality of the cuts they serve.
I feel you.
You ain't got expensive taste.
They ain't even that there. It's just the quality of what they giving you because the Walton's trying to get paid. And when you dealing with a nigga who trying to get paid,
Coleman's good.
boy, they don't care what they sell you, man. I ain't saying that because there's something wrong with Walmart. I'm talking about the niggas who run Walmart. Well, they trying to get paid, bro. Well, they don't care what they serve you, man. Come on with it, man.
Matthew 26.
Matthew 26 and 26.
There you go.
Make it 25.
It says, then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, it is I. He said,
Is it I?
Thou said it.
You said it.
And they were, as they were eating, Yahushua took bread,
Took the bread,
blessed it,
broke it,
and gave it to his disciples.
Everybody
and said,
get some.
Take ye, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it unto
Indeed,
them,
Brother Craig.
saying, drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sin. But I say unto you, I will not drink
henceforth
of this fruit of the vine
till what?
until the day when I drink it new with you in my Abba's kingdom.
Because guess what? He about to make his vow. He done made his vow. He got to separate himself by distinguishing action. He done made his vow. When did he make his vow? When he sat back and told him, this night, boy, they finna kill me tonight. See, go on here, get him, pick it up at verse 1, so you can see when he made his vow. Boy, you count down, boy. Look on and take that nap, man.
It said, it came to pass when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
Betrayed to be crucified.
Then assembled together the chief priests.
Not Paul. Now he done told him. Remember what he said when he prayed, if it be possible, let this cup pass, because now this man done took his vow. He done took his vow. A vow is nothing but a promise. Ain't that some of y'all favorite song, don't make promises you can't keep? Well, it's best not to go to Yahuwah making promises that you can't keep. You know what I'm talking about? That's why he say let you, and it might not even be your intention not to keep it. But it's better not to put yourself in a position where you done made a vow and you got to keep it, and now situations and circumstances arise and you can't keep it. That's why you don't promise people nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Because at the end of the day, you don't know what can or will happen. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always say, if the Lord will. You know what I'm talking about? If the Lord allow. Don't make no promises, because then you're going to end up and your word going to be defamed. You know how many people done made vows and they go into hell? And then guess what? It don't matter the vow. You the one made it. You should have kept it. Nevertheless, Numbers chapter 6. Muffania.
Start back off at verse 3.
6 and 1, man. Run it again.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate to vow a vow of a Nazarite, separate unto Yahuwah, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. He shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes.
That's right.
Or dried.
Mm-hmm.
All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree.
Pause. All the days of his what?
Separation.
All the days of his what? His separation. So let's see, right? Let's look at separation. I got you, man. What do you got? Nat surf, consecration, crown, separation, Nazariteship. So guess what? When he ate that bread and drank that wine, those were the beginning of the days of his separation. How did he separate himself? Somebody get me Hebrews 13. 13 and 6, if you would. Y'all do notice that there's other words for separate, and that when it comes to this Nazarite, that's when you really see the word Nazar be in reference. And of course, that's why you say he shall be called a Nazarene, because he shall be called the branch, or he shall be called a Nazarite. Come on, Hebrews 13 and 6, man.
So that we may boldly say that the master is my helper, and I will not fear what the man shall do to me.
That's right.
Remember them which have the rule over you.
That's right.
Who have spoken unto you the word of Elohim, whose faith follow.
Faith follow.
Considering the end of their own conversation. Yahushua Mashiach is the same yesterday,
today,
and forever. Be not carried about with diverse and strange
Don't be carried about. See, that's what's wrong with most brews. You carried about with diverse and strange doctrines. What we just read last night, getting caught up with strange what? Water. You're getting caught up with strange water. Give them that Greek for strange doctrines, man. Tell them what that means in the Greek civic for strange doctrines. Darius, it don't matter who do it.
Strange is xenos, is a foreigner, a stranger.
Ain't that the same thing it said for strange water? A foreigner and a stranger? You don't need to be coming out here with foreign doctrines or doctrines that don't belong to Elohim. Are you okay? Okay, Abby. Okay, Abby. Go on over there for a snack. Come on.
For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace.
With what?
With grace. Not with meats, which have not profited to them that have occupied their
See, remember I told y'all, man, dude come to you talk about we ought to be vegan. You got to ask him, has it profited you and stop sinning? Has your faith been increased? I don't care. I don't want to hear it. If you want to stop an ignorant conversation, you got to know what to add. I be telling you, man, you can stop niggas dead in their tracks. See, you know why you can't stop a lot of niggas dead in your track? Because you feel like you got to prove your point. I ain't got to prove nothing to damn nigga. Boy, I'm going to clown you in my own special way. Now, everybody don't have the ability to do that. I am an a-hole. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm talking about? I will needle and mock you at my own leisure and laugh for my own entertainment. That's once I've determined that you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're not an idiot, I'm not going to do you like that. Most people on these doggone platforms are idiots. You know what I'm saying? And they deserve to be done like that. And you know what makes them an idiot? Because they believe that they're instructors of babes and bringers of light, and they're fools. So you deserve to be clowned. Because that's what the Lord would have done. Did he not do that? He clowned them for scribes and Pharisees every chance he got. Elijah definitely did it. As I've always told you, you never clown the people, you clown the instructors. You put yourself out there like an instructor, you open yourself up to that. You know what I'm talking about? That's how that goes. You don't put yourself out there to be in. You can tell when somebody is just sharing their perspective and they're not trying to act like they're a teacher. You can tell. I hope you can anyway. Come on, I got you. He just got it for a second. Hebrew 13 and 10.
It said, we have an altar wherein they have no right to eat, which serve the tabernacle.
That's right.
For the bodies of those beasts whose blood is brought into the sanctuary by the high priest for sin are burnt without the camp. Wherefore Yahushua also, that he might sanctify.
That he might what?
Sanctify.
That he, oh man, he got to set them apart. He got to consecrate them by a distinguishing action. Go ahead.
With his own blood. Suffer without the gate.
Notice that he sanctified the people with his what?
His own blood.
So there goes your distinct, separate action. Because what did he do? He offered himself as a what? A living sacrifice. Come on.
Let us go forth, therefore, unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach.
So go ahead and sanctify yourself by that same distinguishing action. And do what? Take up your stake and follow him. That's what you do. All this still talking about that seed that grow within itself. Ain't that right? Yeah. Praise the Lord. What else we were holding, man? Just 2 Kings 19. I think that's the only thing on the scene. 2 Kings 19 and 29, because I'm going to deal with Genesis 1 myself. Oh, you came down to join us. Huh? Been down where? How long you did? You said you been down? Shoot, I did 5. Shoot, you supposed to say I did 18. I was at Karen House. Been locked down. Looking out them burglar bars. Set me free. That nigga was feeling nostalgic the other day, boy. You look like you was smoking crack in that picture you put out the other day. Not for real. You was a little girl. That's a little girl body. No, that's a little girl body. You know what I'm saying? I noticed when a lot of girls, when they get old and they see them pictures when they were young, I look so bad. It was healthy. But also that was your little girl body. You know what I'm saying? You hadn't came into your womanhood. When you're about 18, 21, you just don't want to sit back and go back and looking at them pictures and you look like a middle linebacker now. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some women, they go back and looking at, boy, I'm talking about, they look like they ready like this hip. Ready? Explode through that A gap. That ain't what you want. And I ain't talking to say some of y'all done had some churn. Boy, I had a girl I went to school with, boy. Well, she built like a water balloon, boy. I'm talking about, and she hadn't had but one, and she was built like the water balloon before she had the baby. But you ain't supposed to get out of shape. At least you could blame it on the baby. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't had no baby, and you out of shape. You ain't been doing nothing but playing with wee-wees and eating lunch. Because you know what you find out? You know what you find out, Doris? When you hit 25, that metabolism start slowing down. You used to be able to sit in the house, eat a whole racks of Oreo cookies. Ain't nothing happened to you. You know what I'm saying? That's male and female. You sit there and eat all that. Once you get about 25, you notice, you know what? That flab on my tricep just don't go away as quick as it used to. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, your back wide, your shoulders like this here, and you look like you ready to put a nigga in a suplex. It ain't good. Man, look at me. I got hungry, but that nigga big, boy. You understand me? That nigga say, boy, I'm 235. I say, good Lord. Nigga talking about some workout tips. Shoot, I tell you how to work out. Stop working that fork out. Put that nigga down. But you know what happened though? You don't realize it though. You just go to eat. Then when you inactive, before you know it, you look up, you done put on 30 pounds. You know what I'm talking about? And you know what would be the sad part? Most women don't even get big from the baby. They've been lost the weight when they had from the baby. You just done sat around and ate so much, you just blamed it on that. I'm telling you, I done been around some boys, them whole big. I just seen a chick, boy, she posted, boy, she said she about 400 pounds. The nigga 5'6". Do you understand how big that is, man? Nigga, I ain't 300 pounds. I don't even want to be 300 pounds. Do you understand niggas who play professional football, when they stop playing, they go to losing all that weight? Do you know how many calories a day you got to eat to weigh that much? The average NFL football player eats 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day. You know what I'm saying? When they ain't playing football no more, they stop eating like that. Some of them do and they drop the weight. Some of them get fat because they don't stop eating like that. But boy, ain't nobody supposed to be 300 pounds. Boy, if you ain't over 6'7", you ain't supposed to be 300 pounds. If you ain't a professional athlete, you ain't got no business being 300 pounds. A woman, she damn sure ain't got no business being 300 pounds. Not 300 pounds. You ain't got no business getting that big. And that's just because your body frame is not built to carry that type of weight. That's why I'm talking about that. Even for a man. Well, if you 6'2", you 300 pounds, and you don't play sport, your body ain't, your organs can't take all that work. You know how hard your lungs and your heart and your kidneys and intestines got to work to maintain all that weight? Man, your heart, like why niggas be having heart attacks? Your heart be like, man, I'm tired, man, I'm done with this. For real. That's why my daddy heart was messed up. That nigga was well over 300 pounds. That man had to walk around with a bag, with a machine that kept his heart going. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga too big, man. You can't get that big, man. That's it. Ain't no woman thing, but it's even different for a woman because y'all bone structure is smaller. So that's why it's definitely not good for y'all to carry excess weight because your organs are also smaller than the man's. So when you put them organs under that type of pressure where they got to work that hard, oh, that's horrible. That's all about health, man. That ain't junk, ain't even about aesthetics. But shoot, if you can weigh 300 pounds and you be fit, you know, that's your business. But I don't see why a woman would want to be 300 pounds. I don't see why a man would want to be 300 pounds if he ain't a professional wrestler or football player. Why would you want to be that big? What purpose is that? You seen them women on 300 pounds, 400 pounds? Like, that's horrible. How you use the bathroom? You remember that video where the boy said, what in the Syracuse Orangeman is going on here? Y'all remember that video? That nigga bought all them pizzas? The nigga bought about 20 boxes of pizza. When he got home, he went up and like 3 of them. Well, how the hell you eat all that pizza, man?
That boy was short about 4 boxes.
That means that boy parked somewhere and got it in.
He probably was in the driveway.
Boy, ain't that serious, man. Love yourself.
All them big niggas in the house, yeah.
He had to make sure he got his. See, I'm gonna tell you another misnomer, all jokes aside, that this society perpetuate that you loving yourself when you just sit down and partake in the food that you enjoy, but you really not if you putting yourself at a health risk and damaging your body and saying it's because you love yourself, you ought to just eat whatever you want to eat. No, man, that's not loving yourself, man. That's dislove because you damaging your body. You only get one. You only get to carry around one. Because you don't want to get to no point, man, where you put yourself in a position where your body has physically degenerated so bad that now you want to react. Like, why wait till you start getting debilitating conditions to want to do something for yourself? Why wait till your kidneys start messing up or your heart start going bad? Because that means you done damaged your body for so long, you might not be able to reverse it. You'll see. You sit around here, talking about you got gout and your ankle swole, you know what I'm talking about? And you can't get up and sit down like you used to. See, y'all still in your 20s, so you feel like it ain't a big deal. So you get in your mid-30s and 40s, and then you go realize that junk hurt. So you around here talking about you can't get, because honestly, you know, like this here, I think he put that junk over there. When you get to a certain age, you got to be like an old Buick and warm it up before you get up out of bed. Really, most of us ain't even that old to the point where your body shouldn't be doing that to you. Not in your 30s and 40s. You shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to get up and be like, well, I got to warm it up. That means we ain't been taking care of ourselves.
All right.
That's all that means. That means you've been inactive. You know what I'm talking about? And you're not eating properly, and you eating too much. You know what I'm saying? That's all that means. Because 40 years old, 40 to 49 is not a point where your body should be broken down. You know what I'm saying? If it's broken down, it's because you ain't been taking care of it. I mean, your body ain't no different than any other machine. If you take better care of your car than your body, you got a problem. If you take better care of your clothes than your body, you got a problem. You'll find out. You get 50 or 60. You around here talking about, I got to go. Man, my man's hit me the other day, man. That man said he got to take 8 pills every day. Now, part of that is because he got back problems. You know what I'm talking about? But now they finna hit him with the needle. Yeah, they went in that man back. I told you about that. They went in Bruce back, man. Shoot, Bruce ain't no better. Back still messed up. Genesis 1:11. But take care of yourself, boy. I'm trying to tell you. I've been working out for a long time. Like this here. My body hurt because I abused it in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, shoot, that's where, you know, got corrective measures for that. I don't want to talk to you. Genesis 1:11. Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Now go on here, 2 Kings 19:29. You ain't lie about that. Then he said you got saggy skin hanging off when you drop the weight. But you know what these hoes doing these days? They just taking that fat and putting it in their booty.
Tuck it.
And this shall be a sign unto thee: ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves.
That's right.
And in the second year, that which springeth of the same. And in the third year, sow ye and reap and plant vineyards and eat the fruits thereof. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall yet again take root downward and bear fruit upward.
Now give me root and give me downward. Man, you good, cuz. You straight. You know what I'm saying?
Take root is Sharish.
That's right.
And also downward is matal.
That's right.
It's downwards or below.
Below.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beneath.
and you have root, just root.
Yeah, root is just
So
root.
you got to take the root and go beneath, right? Well, what grows beneath the ground? Good old trees. Give me Daniel chapter 4, man. Oh, I can believe that. Quran said his body starting to hurt. He 36, but he said he been a builder for 20 years outside around heavy rock. See, men's body usually break down because of physical labor, though. You know what I'm saying? The type of work you do, that junk, no matter how much you take care of your body, that junk will break your body down. But in this society, a lot of brothers ain't. They say his legs stiff. I bet, because he on them all day. Moving, walking, carrying heavy stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, I knew my body wasn't going to break down. I was in my 20s, boy. I was on the block. Boy, I wasn't doing no physical strenuous work. Them like this here, man. Shoot, you got to what? Hand that off. Smoke my weed. You know what I'm talking about? I'm out.
Pass and go.
Pass and go. You know what I'm saying? We got nothing to talk about. I ain't gonna lie though, man. There was a dude, man, I used to serve, man. That nigga got pulled over by the police right after he caught from him. But he ain't set him up though. And he said he ain't do it. He set another nigga up, but he said he ain't set me up, Kyle. I treated him like a human being. You don't see some niggas be trying to
For real, I ain't treat him like a pig.
I ain't treat nobody like that. It's business. Shoot. For real though, that nigga got jammed up. That nigga could have came right back around there. You been serving him, you know what I'm saying? You would have thought nothing of it, and you went right to jail. He said, "Nah, I couldn't do you like that, bro. I did that other nigga like that though."
You nigga the dub.
I would. I'm still shopping with you.
Nigga the dub, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I said, "Boy, that
The
nigga
work was
like that."
better too.
It won. It won. That was indisputed.
He said he got rid of the competition.
All day long. What we got, man?
What verse?
Daniel 4. Give me 25.
All right, now. I got you, bro. It says that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field.
Beast,
And they shall make thee to eat grass
grass,
as oxen. And they shall wet thee with the dew of Shamahim.
the dew.
And 7 times shall pass over thee till thou shalt know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Kingdom of men.
And I will give it to whomsoever he will.
Whoever I want to give it to.
And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree.
To leave the what?
roots, leave the stump of the tree roots.
Come on, give me stumping roots, man, by definition.
Stump is a car, it's root or stock.
Mm-hmm.
Same word.
Double same word.
Yeah, root the same word as
Probably
shorish. Root.
Same word, right? So he said he gonna leave a root in the earth. Keep it going.
Thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee. After that, thou shalt have known that the heavens do rule.
The heavens do rule. Who rules? You see how they say what he say rule?
The heavens.
That's why you see the kingdom of what?
Heaven.
Mm.
All right. Therefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy sins by righteousness.
Break off your sins by what?
By righteousness.
Break off your sins by what?
By righteousness.
Now get break off.
Parak, that is to tear away or break off.
Tear away or break off, cast away your sins from you and all the transgressions whereby you transgress, so iniquity will not cause your ruin. That's what Ezekiel told you, right? Notice what he said. Righteousness is a dock right there, ain't it? And what did he say that branch would be called?
Right.
And what did he say about my knowledge of my righteous servant would do what?
Justify men.
So get what? You're going to need Yahuwah to be able to get away your sins. The only way you're going to break off your sins is by believing in the Son of God, else you're going to hell.
All right.
Read it again.
He say, and I will break off thy sins by righteousness.
Break off your sins by righteousness.
And thine iniquities by showing mercy to the poor.
So by iniquity by what?
Showing mercy to the poor.
And how did Yahushua show for mercy? What did he do? He showed mercy to the who? Now give him poor by definition.
Sit down and be quiet.
Anah, to be humble, be low, poor or needy.
So show mercy to the humble. Where's the mercy to the humble? Remember, he said it was a Pharisee went up and it was a sinner went up. And the Pharisee said, I'm glad I ain't like this sinner. I tithe twice a week. I do this and I do that. And he said he wouldn't dare more lift up his eyes toward Shamahim. And he smote his breast and say, Elohim, be merciful to me, a sinner. He said one went to his house justified and the other not. Go ahead and get that parable. I can't remember where it's at. It's in Luke somewhere. Don't run that for me, man. Just tell me what the spot is, man. We just read it. I'll find it. I just have to look. See, you can't break off your sins by the law, buddy. You got to break them off by righteousness. Then you're going to have to show mercy to the humble. That's why he say if a man come and ask you for forgiveness, what you supposed to do? Luke 18:12. You see, you got to watch out for them Bible thumpers. Yeah, that's about it. 18:9. Let it run. Luke 18:9.
He said, as he spake this
That's
parable
right.
unto the certain, they trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
The trusted that themselves that they were what?
Righteous.
And despised others.
2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
That's right.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, Elohim, I thank thee that I'm not as other
That
men.
man say he thank God I ain't like these niggas.
They're extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as the
Had the nerve to say, even like this dude that next to me. You know how sour of an individual you got to be that's in your mind, man? You trying to throw the dude under the bus next to you. You don't even know that man. Man, listen to what this man said. I thank you, God, that I'm not like these men. You know what's a lot of brews be doing that now. I thank God I ain't a Christmas keeper, a homosexual. That boy played with glizzies all day. You know the people who usually talk like that, that's what they doing. Man, look here, right? Dude, we're talking about this here, right? I was looking at some live stream, man. Dude say, you know, when women like to be like, he like to hang with his boy, he must be gay. He said they really be covering up for what they be doing. Because contrary to popular belief, and I done seen a lot of women talk like this here. Boy, all them girls trips, all them girl parties and hanging out. It's been a lot of sticking and licking going on. You know what I'm talking about? Carpet munching. You know what I'm talking about? Booty rubbing. Bunch of dudes don't get together and be like, you know what? Let's kiss each other and have some fun. It's too many women who got stories about they are all together and then they and their friends had a sexual tryst that don't nobody know about but them. You know what I'm saying? If I'm players club, I'm talking about not no strip holes. I expect that from strip holes. Y'all niggas been at college campuses. Y'all know what some of them chicks was doing in them sorority halls. It ain't nothing but women in there, wine and liquor, and the next thing you know, it's an orgy going down, ain't a man in sight. You know what I'm talking about? And they want to try to act like men be walking around here fantasizing about being with men. You ain't got no whole bunch of dudes got stories that they done kissed their girlfriend or had a lesbian experience in college like some of these women. And it's all races too, not just black women. You know what I'm talking about? And they think that's some fly junk. Ain't nothing fly about you putting your mouth on a woman's mucus opening. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nothing fly about that. Who you sick? You confused. Shoot. I'm talking about she needs Jesus. You need the Lord.
Right now.
Right now. You need deliverance. You know what I'm talking about? But for real though, all jokes aside, because you know women like he like to hang with his boy, he must be gay. But don't nobody ever say that but these women who you got 15 women going on trips together. What the hell you think going on? Well, if they ain't licking coochie, boy, they getting ramrodded by Jose, Raul, and that Jamaican nigga in the back.
Call me Shaky.
But y'all think niggas don't know. 10, 15 women going somewhere by themselves with no man for a week at a time. All right. See, this is stuff, and that's when dudes be sitting around and they be wondering what be happening on them girl trips. Your wife got bang-a-lang by this nigga. You know what I'm talking about? See this? But is it a lot though? Does that mean every woman do it? No, I don't mean every woman do it. But I pay about a good 60%. Man, my old lady ain't going nowhere with no bunch of women nowhere. You go, that's fine. Your bag's gonna be at the front porch when you come back. Straight up now. Man, I seen the lady I'm talking about. And then you got chicks 15 deep in bikinis, slapping each other on the booty, doing all this homoerotic type stuff they got going on. And you don't think something sexual done went down? You know why it can go down? Because ain't nobody gonna be able to tell the story about what happened. And one thing we know about a woman, she'll look you dead in your face with tears coming down her eyes and lie to you.
Shoot you one. Shoot you one.
It had to happen.
What's in the world?
That had to happen to me. I've been there before. Look at me.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not the fact that she lying. She has convinced herself that this is reality. Bro, y'all done heard women say, if I had sex with a condom with this man, it don't count. If he ejaculated too quickly for my taste, it don't count. I literally just heard a woman say she been with over 5,000 people, men and women.
I seen that before.
Now, there wasn't no big chick.
No,
Nah.
big shit.
Was the bikini?
I
What's the
seen
name?
shit.
We watched.
It was a ratchet chick. That's what she said.
Diamond.
I don't know what that little name is.
I forgot what I seen. I seen
Dark
The
skin
first
chick.
time she had sex was 12.
Yeah.
That was it. She been rolling ever since.
She been rolling ever since.
12.
She lost her
been
virginity at
rolling ever
12.
since.
She 5 bands
She went
up.
for like 25, bro.
That's a lot of
She wasn't
people.
old.
But you know where that came? But you know where most of the numbers probably came from? Having sex with women.
No, she said that.
Having sex with women. Women are way more likely to participate in a homosexual activity than a man. It is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because homosexual sex with a man is far more demeaning than homosexual sex for women. Somebody has to be humbled with homosexual sex with men. Nobody has to be humbled with a woman. You know what I'm talking about? That doesn't have to happen. You know,
It's a game.
rub on the little titties, kiss on each other a little bit. Somebody's got to get bent over. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you look at a bunch of dudes in the room, who volunteering for that? Absolutely. No one. You know what I'm talking about? But a real sodomite. That's why I say it's more you can get 15 dudes on the trip and they looking for a prostitute. If they ain't looking for a random woman that they can meet and sleep with, they looking for a prostitute. Dudes go to Brazil just to go get prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? Women go on trips that deep and they looking, we the hoes. We gonna do each other.
We the party.
We the party. No need to go any further. Titties are here. No, that's not what's supposed to happen.
Their breasts are here. Breasts are here. The water party. Wet wild.
I wouldn't tell a man to step to his old lady with that. But if she like went on an island and you ain't really got no money like that, and you ain't got no physique like that, just already have it in your mind. She probably got paid. Nigga, we done seen videos of them Jamaican niggas oiling and rubbing ladies' booties up. You know what I'm talking about? All this type of stuff, man. That's a nigga old lady.
That was just what they put on camera.
That's just what they put on camera. Niggas walk around here, she loves me. Man, you better not trust that woman as far as you can see her, boy. It'll save you some emotional pain. You're gonna be crying with a bottle of yak. Playing Harry Melvin in the Blue Notes. All jokes aside, though, niggas can get off like that, man. You can get off like that. I ain't saying, like I say, it's the opposite for dudes. Dudes going looking for prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? Because they know most dudes knowing that they're not going to be able to pull no chick back. You know what I'm saying? Off the strength of they talk game or swagger is that they're the third. Then where are the prostitutes? I'm telling you, that's where they go. Niggas off the top. And they gonna come back home and be like, yeah, boy, I pulled a bad one, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, nigga, you was tricking. You paid for that.
Real paymaster.
You know what I'm saying? But you should have just said that. Shoot, boy. I definitely went down there and got me about 2-3 prostitutes. Them hoes were bad.
Get to go a long way in Jamaica. Stretching.
You know what I'm saying? That's not
That's
good.
what the dude tomorrow Jason.
That's not good. It's not good.
I would have do it tomorrow on the business last. Somebody was out of town for
Ron said he said was there. I had to tell my mom.
Got something else going on overseas. He's with the same woman over there, same woman in the
All
lab.
right, come on, man.
What you doing over there?
Back to Luke 18 and 11. I'm just telling you the truth. You ain't got to believe me. Let me walk around here in no fantasy world. She loved me.
There you go. He said, I think, Elohim, I'm not like other men. Extortioners, unjust, or even as this publican.
That nigga hard.
I fast twice in a week. I give tithes to all that I possess. And the publican standing far off would not lift up as much as his eyes to Shamahim, but smote upon his breast, saying, Elohim, be merciful to me, a sinner.
Look what verse 14 say.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified,
Righteous.
rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
See, you got to show mercy to the humble.
That's right.
That's what he said, right? That's what it said right here. Come on back to Daniel 4. I just want you to see what the book say. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, right? Now, just I told you how a woman will look you in your face and lie to you and cry. That's how a lot of dudes look the Lord in the face. They gonna look him dead in the face, crying, lying, just like Esau did. You ain't gotta bless me for my mom. Come on, daddy. I know you got. Nigga, get your cow behind. I ain't lying. Don't think that just for. See, y'all do it to men, niggas do it to God. I'm gonna tell you something, right? Well, if I know a nigga a lie to God, I ain't even worried about you lying to me. Well, I know you lie to me. Boy, if you lie to the Lord, boy, you lie to anybody. You know what I'm talking about? So I ain't even worried about it. Nigga be getting, she lied to me. Shoot, that nigga lied to the Lord, boy. Man, that nigga lied to me the other day, man. All that just made me think about you, boy. That was funny as all I know. I lied, shoot, nigga. I know you did.
You been
To yourself.
Hey, what you said it, boy?
But I'm just, and that point, and I'm saying it is, if a man will lie to God, he gonna lie to you, boy.
And that's just like you lost that.
So you shouldn't even get upset.
Yeah.
Niggas lying to God every day. So him lying to you should be the least of your concerns. I'm only telling you to the blunt if you get upset. You know what I'm saying? Don't go all over the overboard. You gotta ask yourself, that nigga probably lied to the Lord, boy. I know he'll shoot me one. He ain't got no problem. You know the biggest lie people tell? God, get me out of this one here. I'd never do it again. So I know you're lying to me because you lying to him right now. You good and drunk, talking about you ain't never going to drink no Hennessy again. And as soon as you sober up, you're going to get the white or the brown. You ready to drink again. You done lied straight to the man. So I know you lie to me. I'm only mentioning something that you lying about that's insignificant. You only lie because you ain't feel good. I'm drunk. I'm hungover. Lord, please help me out of this one here. I'll never drink again. They call you. Boy, we finna hit the bar, boy. Shoot, what time?
It's free.
If they don't even care if it's free. I'm going. Oh, we drinking at the house now. Just bring your own bottle. What y'all drinking on? Brown. Shoot. Rip it. Huh? Which one to bring? You know what I'm saying? Nigga get too high. Boy, I never smoke weed again, Lord. Just let this high come down. Oh, here go the best one. The nigga be tell you done had raw sex with somebody. Now you talking about, Lord, if I don't catch nothing, I'll never do this again. And now you turn around and you're doing it again.
Stupid.
Same person.
Oh, that's
the same person. I'll never do it again. Stop lying to the man. You know you're doing it again. He know you're doing it again. Just say shoot.
Shoot.
That's all you say. Him with the Johnny.
Big old shoe.
We already know when Johnny hits you with that shoe. It may not be a lie. It damn sure ain't the truth.
Hey, but still like he said shoe, just so he don't have to say that. He said shoe.
That nigga Johnny hit you with that shoe. And he might hit you with his shoe. Nigga already know. Just go ahead and cancel whatever you do. Ain't nothing coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? Let that go. And see, that's why I say it ain't a lie because he ain't gonna say nothing. He just gonna hit you. Shoot.
I don't want to lie too.
That, when he hit you with that shoe, that nigga gonna shaking his head. Nigga already know it, man. I ain't fooling with this nigga. What's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? He be doing you like that, Monica. He hit you with that shoe. Oh, so you Now she talk. Now she on the phone with the girls. They like, you coming to the house and they shoot. They ain't figured out she finna lie to you. Just go and get off the phone.
Dang,
Y'all probably don't even talking to him. She probably texting. What you finna do, Monica? Shoot. She typing it out. Y'all dirty. Come on back over here, man. Let me get this here, man. Come back over here to number 6, Civic. Oh no, my bad. We need to finish
Daniel
Daniel 4. Finish that Daniel 4. Where you stopped at in Daniel 4, we need to finish Daniel 4.
It was in 27. It was in 27.
Daniel 4 and 27. Daniel 4 and 27.
It says, "Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy sins by righteousness,
By righteousness.
and thine iniquities by showing mercy to the poor,
That's right.
if it may be a lengthening of tranquility."
Give him tranquility by definition, Sid.
Maybe.
Shalavar. It is ease or prosperity.
Ease or prosperity. Go ahead.
It says, "All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar.
All this came on the king.
At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The
Babylon.
king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power
All right.
and for the honor of my majesty?"
Majesty
While the word was in the king's mouth,
in his mouth.
there fell a voice from Shamahim saying, "O King Nebuchadnezzar,
What it say?
to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from men."
Back up a little bit. We need to come back to verse 20. But we ain't gonna get to what we need.
Okay. They say that tree that thou sawest which grew was strong, whose height reached into the heavens,
Mm-hmm.
and the sight thereof was of all the earth,
That's right.
whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much. And in it was the meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon those branches the fowls of heaven had their
Remember,
habitation.
we read that in Ezekiel 31 also. We still need to finish Ezekiel 31. About the fowls of the air lodging themselves in his branches and under his shadow. Come on.
It is thou, O king, that art grown and becomes strong, for thy greatness is grown
And reached where?
into heaven,
And your dominion?
to the end of the
Hey,
earth.
that's what happened with Yahusha. His greatness is known in heaven. His rule is from one end of the earth to the other.
That's
Psalm
right.
73 tell you that.
That's right.
Come on with it.
And whereas the king saw a watcher, and
A who?
a watcher,
And what else?
a Kadash one,
Coming from where?
coming down from Shamahim,
What it says?
saying, "Hewn the tree down,
Cut it down.
destroy it,
Uh-huh.
yet leave the stump of the root
Leave the
thereof,
what?
the stump of the root,
Remember, you got to take root downward to bear fruit upward. Come on.
even with the band of iron and brass
In the where?
in the tender grass."
Of the field. Ain't that what you seen in the beginning of Genesis 1?
All right.
Come on with it now.
It says, "And let it be the wet with the dew of heaven."
Let it be what?
Wet with the dew
Give
of
them
heaven.
wet by definition.
Seba.
Seba.
To dip or what?
So wet. But what is that going to mean? Remember, talk about pour out buckets of water, number 24. Keep on going. You know what to do with heaven is. That's a ruach.
And let his portion be with the beasts of the field till 7 times pass over
Till
him.
what?
7 times pass over him.
What that means, Michael Glover, 7 times Passover. Get times by definition, Sid. Anybody else can answer. What that means till 7 times Passover?
Shabal.
Shabbat.
That is 7.
7. So 7 times is all one word.
Mm-hmm.
Till 7 pass over.
Till 7 Passover.
All right.
And time is just time. The dawn.
You got any idea what that's till 7 times Passover? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, no. I'm talking about what does that represent? Any of y'all got an idea? Quran done answered it on the stream, though. That's what Quran just answered on the stream, and that would be correct. Remember, that's another instance. You know, it's in Job 5. It's in Proverbs. Get Job 5 and 12. Remember Proverbs 24 and 16. Just man falls 7 times and shall rise again. He fell into the 7 abominations that Yahuwah hate. Because remember what he said, what would happen? This tree would be cut down and be left wet in the dew of Shamahim till 7 times pass over. Let his portion be with the beast until 7 times pass over. Job 5 and 12. Tell me what it says.
He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
He did what?
Disappoint the devices of the
Hey, that's what he
crafty,
did with them people. They thought they could kill him and take his rulership. Come on with it.
so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise.
Can't perform their
He
enterprise
take the wise in their own craftiness,
in their own craft.
and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Guess what? So the advice and the purpose of the degenerates is cast away. Go ahead.
They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night.
They meet with darkness in the wind.
In the daytime,
Ain't that's when they met to conspire to kill the man? Come on now.
but he saved the poor from the sword,
He say the what?
the poor from the sword,
And what else?
from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty.
Of the hand of the mighty.
So the poor have hope, and
the
iniquity,
poor have hope,
and iniquity stop her mouth.
and iniquity mouth is stopped.
Behold, happy is the man whom Elohim correct.
Who Elohim correct.
Therefore, despise not you the chastening of the
Don't
Almighty.
despise the chastening of the Almighty.
For he makes sore and bind up.
He makes sore and bind up,
He wound and his hands make whole.
make whole.
He shall deliver you in 6
He
troubles.
shall deliver you in what?
6 troubles.
And how many troubles?
6 troubles.
Even
7, there shall no evil touch you.
no evil touch you. Even 7. You see how he had Paul? Not just 6. Hold on, 7. Because y'all know what Proverbs 6 and 18 say. These are the 7 things which Yahuwah hate, even which he find as an abomination. So Nebuchadnezzar had to sit down, cut down till 7 times pass over. So what had to pass over? Discord among brethren, shedding innocent blood, a proud look, you know what I'm saying? Feet that are swift to running to mischief, shedding innocent blood, bearing false witnesses. See, he had to take all of that. Guess what? You're going to have to take all of that if you want the victory to have right to the tree of life. You're going to have to take all of that. That's why he said, and he'll be called righteous. You got to be a righteous man to still stand firm on the word in the face of opposition. Matter of fact, that's then you just say that one of the boys said the boy called you an adversary. You should have told him show Liz, and I adversely met your mama. I had to tell her going back to don't say that. They gonna be ready to fight. Pull up on you, nigga. Talk about you did that with my mama. Nigga say your mama built like a sumo wrestler. They need to been upset. You know what I'm saying? But like I said though, that's why truth be told, I only mention that because we just discussed that the other day. Just because you an adversary don't mean you evil. That don't mean that it's the adversary. And guess what? If you're going against bad dope, you would be considered to be an adversary. That's why they considered you to be an adversary, because it was a point of contention. And see, he was saying it to be derogatory. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you let a nigga know, shoot, today I am Satan, tomorrow maybe not. I'm Satan to you. I ain't Satan to you. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, matter of fact, I heard some dude, they were debating well, we gonna go back in the wilderness. That junk was hilarious because that nigga was trash. One of them niggas was trash. And you know what's crazy part? Both of them who were debating don't believe in Mashiach. That's a rarity. That's a rarity. It was a civil debate, but the information was trash. You know what I'm talking about? Nevertheless, you see that this doggone tree cut down? Now, which way we want to go back? Come on back to 2 Kings 19 and 29. 2 Kings 19 and
29, 30.
Yeah, give me 30 then.
It says, in the remnant that is escaped.
Oh, no, run 29 again.
And this shall be a sign unto thee. You shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves, and the second year that which spring up of the
The
same.
reason why I keep focusing on that, because that John 15 say he's the vine and the branches grow in the vine, and they only produce fruit because of being in the vine. So this is fruit that is of itself. Just like that tree in Genesis chapter 1, it's a fruit yielding tree. That fruit is within itself. You know what I'm saying? That yield fruit after its own kind. What goes back to being conformed to his image, which is what we ain't even really got to in great detail. We'll probably swing that back around and just rename the joint and then go from there. Because, like I told you, most everybody in here got churn. And maybe some of your children look like it, and maybe some of them don't. But if the ones that don't, I'm speaking for the men, not the ones, it's irrelevant for them. It's forth as the context of the text. He made man in his image. So when you sit back and you look at it, you looking at a resemblance of the replication of Yahuwah when you have an offspring. And then you look at that offspring, and that offspring resembles you. then it gives you the thought process of, if I'm going to be born again and be born of Elohim, then I would need to take on the likeness and resemblance of the son of Elohim to show forth that I come from his seed or his lineage. That's why I'm focusing on the tender grass, sprouting out, sprouting seed, and the branch, and all these type of things that pertain to that tree. Because you know, what do the people like to say about fathers and their sons? You know, the old white people term that they like to say about the father and their son as it pertains to these trees and seed that we talking about. The apple don't fall far from the tree, because the tree is the one that sprang up and produced the seed that made the apple, and then the apple doesn't stray far from said tree to be like unto his father. That's what that I don't even know what you would call that. I don't think you would call it a parable. Maybe just an old wives' tale. Not a wives' tale, just an old saying. Y'all ain't never heard that before. You know what I'm saying? The apple don't fall far from the tree. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means, but it's in relation to a statement that's kind of rooted in the word, because you would be the fruit or the production of said tree, because you would be in resemblance of the seed of said tree. You understand? So give me John 12 and 23. Make it 20. John 12 and 20.
And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast.
At the
The
feast.
same came therefore to Philip, which was Bethesda of Galilee, and desired him, saying, Sir, we will see Yahusha. Philip came and told Andrew, and again Andrew and Philip told Yahusha.
What did he say?
And Yahusha answered them, saying, The hour is come that the Son of Man should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you,
Truly, truly, I say unto you,
except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and
and
die, it abide alone.
it abide alone.
But if it die,
It bring forth what?
much fruit.
It bring forth what?
Much fruit.
Guess what? That seed got to fall into the ground. Get me Romans 6 and 1, man. Remember that parable of the sower. Remember, you got 4 types of a field. What are those 4 types of field? Glory. What is one of the 4 types of field?
Turf. Grass.
With haste. With haste. Your time ran out. Doris. Which one of those 4 fields are mentioned in the parable of the sower? With haste. With haste. That's not what they do on Jeopardy. Is it? Is it what? Oh, your time's already passed. Your buzzer has already rang. Michael Glover, what's one of the four types of fields that are mentioned in the parable of the sower? With haste. Monte, which one of the fields? There's 4 fields mentioned in the parable of the sower. Which one of the? Give me one of the 4. Oh, your husband say, Callie, let's go. You cheat. Your husband pointed at you and said, you must give one. That's good. That stop right there. That one. That's falling in stony places. Come on, Monica, let's go with haste. Woo! She done shot us a grape seed. Come on, Kalisha, let's go with haste. Huh? What'd you say? Good what? I'll allow it. Come on, little Johnny. Let's go with haste. Thorns. We got thorns. You got, you know what I'm talking about? You got stony places. You got good ground. And you got one more. That won't let me hit the ground. Yeah, Sean and Deere got the stony place. You got one, ain't even hit the ground by the wayside. Somebody cheated and told you that. You looked it up. You knew that? The clarity was parable of the sower. Give me four of them. You want me to give you the answer?
Sit down.
You want me to give you words and help you out? If you were taking a multiple choice exam, they ain't getting you none of that. Parable of the sower, 4 lands.
Hey,
Give me one.
Sit down. Sit down.
Shoot, the parable of the sower, all you needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Shoot, I gave you everything you needed right there. What did you say?
What you said? 4.
Okay. Shoot. Jim Dandy it's Jim Dandy approved. I need to give you that as approved. You know what I'm talking about? But all jokes aside, though, you got those 4. What do those 4 lands represent? One represents somebody who don't believe. That's the wayside. That which is among the stony places is somebody, when they hear the word, they ain't got no what in them, no root. So they didn't take root downward, so they can't bear no fruit upward. You see how that works? Then you got the third that's amongst the thorns. It get choked off because they worrying about the cares and affairs of this life and the deceitfulness of riches. And then you got that 4, which is one of the sown by the son of Adam. That's the good. That's the good seed, which are the sons of the kingdom. Because when the seed fell in their heart, it brought forth fruit. Oh, you look like you don't know what I'm talking
That's
about.
the one he was killing.
She don't even know.
Help her out, because she looked confused. Matthew 13. Tilling the ground, getting it ready, making it good ground, preparing it for that seed. Oh, no, not all of it. That's all.
We started earlier with that. That's what we went.
13 and 18.
I was talking about 4 through 8
18.
when it just mentioned the 4.
Yeah, just the 4. Matthew 13 and 18.
Hear you therefore the parable of the sower.
The parable of the sower. Remember,
When
remember that herb in Genesis 1 literally scatters seed. And yes, Sean, to your question, that herb literally scatters seed. That's what we read, right? Let's roll.
When anyone hear the word of the kingdom and understand not,
it not.
then come the wicked and
Here
catch away.
So here comes who?
The wicked.
See, they put the 1 there, but it ain't no 1.
And catch away that which was sown in his heart.
So guess what? The devil come and snatch away what you already had in your mind.
This is he which received the seed by the
So
wayside.
somebody ain't want no word.
But he that received
Stop,
the seed.
hold on. This somebody ain't want no word. And this is what he said. He come and understand it not. So an individual who hear the gospel and don't understand it, Satan comes snatch that word from them. Let's go. The next one.
But he that received the seed into stony places,
The same
is he that hear the word
and with joy
receive it.
So when he first hear the word, he happy about it. It's some joy in his heart. But let's see what happens.
Yet have he no root in
See,
himself.
you got to take root downward to bear fruit upward. He not rooted in the word. Let's go.
But do it for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arise,
by and by,
he is offended.
Now when he got to be persecuted or some troubles come because of the word, now he don't want nothing to do with it. Let's go to the next one.
He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that hear the word
and the cares
of this world.
See, what did he tell you? Love not the world. Anybody that love the world, guess what ain't in it? That's why I told you that last night. Man, if you got food, clothing, and shelter, man, be content and thank the Lord. Because outside of that, you ain't owed nothing else. He don't owe you nothing else. His covenant didn't say you'll be rich. His covenant didn't say you'll fulfill your dreams. His covenant didn't say you're going to do X, Y, Z. His covenant say that he will make sure that he maintain you with bread to eat and garments to wear. That's what he promised. He ain't promised you nothing else other than that. And outside of that, he promised you a land. So since you ain't got no land, that means he promised you somewhere to stay. That's all he owe you. He don't owe you nothing else. You know what I'm talking about? He don't owe you no family vacations. He don't owe you no trips. He don't owe you no date nights. He don't owe you no riches. He don't owe you no late model vehicle. He don't owe you no foreign. He don't owe you no jewelry. He don't owe you no fancy clothes. That man don't owe you nothing but food, clothing, and shelter. And if you got it, give thanks. You know what I'm talking about? And if you giving thanks and you still got something in the back of your mind, you murmuring, complaining like your forefathers in the wilderness, and you ought to perish, just like he told them, I swear in my wrath, you will not enter into my rest, you ungrateful bastard. You know what I'm talking about? Because at the end of the day, whatever your husband produces is what you who allow him to produce. And if he allow him to produce enough where you put food in your belly that day and clothes on your funky behind and a roof over your head, you ought to give thanks because this a nigga sitting outside ain't ate today. You know what I'm talking about? It's somebody, every day it been raining, it's a nigga been outside in that rain. And he ain't got nowhere in the house to go to. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, you got niggas ain't got no car. They may not be destitute and poor. You can jump in your car and drive wherever you want, whenever you want. What's the nigga got to go to the bus stop? It's somebody got to call an Uber. It's somebody got to call somebody to come get it. You understand me? You can get you some extras. You can be like, shoot, I can buy me a pair of shoes. It's a nigga ain't got no shoes. You know what I'm talking about? But you can't forget about stuff like that there, man. That would keep you humble when you sit back and remember. Or you might need to remember when you ain't had no shoes, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? When you was around here eating oodles and noodles, but you really like this. Let me tell you something, man. Because I done been, how many of y'all been hungry, boy, you ain't had no food, and when you seen commercials with food on the TV, boy, it made your mouth water and your stomach rumble, and it wasn't nothing to go get. You know what I'm saying? See, if you ain't had that type of experience, see, that make you keep everything in subjection and proper perspective. See, most of y'all ain't never been that poor. You know what? And guess what? And Yahuwah make you go through situations for you to be that poor, so you can learn to realize to appreciate what you got. You ungrateful bastard. You know what I'm talking about? Because sometimes you get all amped up, you don't appreciate what you got because you're ungrateful, because you feel like it just should be there. And boy, anything can happen in that life, man. You can be up today and down tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? And when I say up today and down tomorrow, I'm talking about Yahuwah bringing you down just for the simple fact to see what's in your heart. That's what he did to Job. See, but Job was a rider, so that junk ain't matter. I'm still riding with the Lord. I ain't falling off. See, some people have fallen off. That's what he means, persecution and tribulation to ride. Stuff go to happening. Now you looking crazy, questioning God, going all crazy in your mind. Nigga, you got food to eat today. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Nigga, you ain't sleep outside. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm talking about? Things ain't comfortable for you. Life ain't supposed to be comfortable. You know what I'm talking about? Only people supposed to be comfortable is those in king's houses. And you know that what the book said, didn't it?
Right.
Yeah, the woes in king's houses, guess where they going? To hell. Because guess what the book told you? He said, all that will inherit the kingdom of Shamahim must endure tribulation. Going to get to him, Acts 14:22, man.
All right.
Now, I ain't saying to be happy to be poor or nothing like that. You know what I'm talking about? But guess what? You better keep things in perspective. Or if you got what you needed that day, shoot, you better thank the Lord. Because you don't even know if you're going to live to see tomorrow. Shoot, let's be real. All of us going to leave here, man, and jump in your car, and you do not know if you're going to make it back to the house alive. You don't know that. You just got it in your brain you're going to make it home alive. Nigga, you could jump out there and the nigga be drunk and Cooter Brown, boy, and broad swipe your car and send you spinning, and you eject out it because you like me, you don't like to wear seatbelts. You going out the windshield. You know what I'm talking about? You out of here. And guess what? You have some people, if you serve God, that ain't gonna happen to you. That man ain't never told you that. That man ain't never told you you can't die, or you won't get in an accident, or you happily gonna die in your bed. That man never told you that. And just because you died in an accident or caught a straight bullet or some wild, unforeseen, you know what I'm talking about, action or whatnot, don't mean you was evil. Just mean it was time. You know what I'm talking about? Go on and lay down, son. Your work is finished. That's all that means. Let the Lord be esteemed. Come on with it, man.
Confirming the souls of the disciples,
Confirming.
exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Elohim.
You're going to have to. And you see what he said? Those who don't got no root in them, they're not going to endure. Come on back over here, man. Verse 22, man. Matthew 13.
He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that hear the word.
He hear the word.
And the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. There's a lot of people gonna go to hell because money deceived them. That's why to get a lot of women in trouble because money deceived them. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody hustle, whatever the case may be. But I told you before, I don't give a damn about no money because you ain't got no money. If you ain't got no gold bars at your house, you ain't got no money, you got a debt note. Matter of fact, nigga, tell my man, they going to a digital currency. Nigga, they already got a digital currency. Because, nigga, most of you niggas ain't got your money in your hand. You know what I'm talking about? You transfer, you sending money on Cash App, nigga, that's digital. You sending money Zelle and Venmo, nigga, that's digital. You know what I'm talking about? You moving money from one bank account to another on your phone, that's digital. Nigga, I'm coming from a time where niggas had to go to the bank and take that money out and hand you cash. You know what I'm talking about? You couldn't pay no bill on your phone, or you had to write a check and mail that home. Or had to go there in person and pay it. You know what I'm talking about? Huh? I ain't showing no. Ain't nothing wrong with that shoot, nigga. That means I'm alive for a good little while. Thank the Lord. Because if I ain't showing me, that means I'm dead. You know what I'm talking about? But you like this here, but guess what though? That ain't even no long thing. Nigga, Cash App ain't been around that long. Venmo ain't been around that long. Zelle ain't been around that long.
I remember my grandma having to write a check at the cash, but they ain't even have swipes.
No swipe,
They ain't had that.
no console.
Like
You had to write the check right then, and you had to balance your checkbook. You ain't got to balance no debit card. You just swipe. Oh, my balance low. I need to put some money in the bank.
We was in like middle school, high school, when they even started having swipe.
All that there. Then they done took the swipe even further. You could tap. Now you got Apple Pay, Google Pay. You already got digital currency. The hell you talking about? Damn fool.
It just shows you how stupid you are.
How stupid you is. You wait for them to actually have one. You already used it. Now, of course, we know why it's like that. Cause I told you the dude was complaining, talking about he wanted to pull 100 bands out the bank, and this fool just pop up talking about, let me get 100. It's the problem with the banking system. Come on, bro. That's how you know niggas dumb. Because you know if you try to pull 100,000 cash, you got to call the bank. They got to order that money. You know what I'm saying? And he trying to make it seem like a scam. But you know why them people got to do that? It's not the lending. Common thing people say, 100% inaccurate. Bruh, if niggas know it's $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 in that bank, boy, they getting robbed every day. They getting robbed every day. That's why they don't keep that money in the, man, y'all don't know because y'all young, boy. They used to keep money like that in them banks, boy, and them niggas got robbed every day. So now they only keep the cash on hand that they gonna use for the week. You know what I'm saying? Bro, if niggas know it's $500,000, 1.5 million.
All the way down to the bank teller.
They getting robbed, bro. That ain't gonna stop a nigga from trying.
Definitely.
I'll be honest with you. It ain't no harder to rob a bank now than it was 35, 40 years ago. And you know why? It's not that the only difference between now and then, they don't keep no money in there no more. Shoot, I know a couple.
Bro, what happened on Duns? That boy slipped the letter. Right on Duns with the subway at. Well, Prime used to cut it. That boy slipped the letter. She went and gave that money.
A lot of them be successful. I'm gonna tell you what they started doing back in the day. That's when they started dropping the die packs to explode them because they kept a lot of cash in the banks back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. I'm talking about when I say a lot of cash. I mean, you could pull up to that regular Wells Fargo branch on Edgewood, and these niggas holding $2-3 million in here. Like, bro, ain't no money in them vaults no more. Them people used to have money in them vaults, man. Man, they might have on hand, man, throughout the week, man, probably about $200,000-$300,000, man, to be able to handle all their transactions throughout the course of the week. Because if not, they getting robbed. Michael, no.
Like you say, the rest digital. Like they really don't have to have cash, but for niggas who want cash, and the cash they get when niggas deposit. Other than that, you don't gotta have the physical cash.
That most of them know.
Right. So
because that's where the bread at, where they order it for it to get sent to them in the bank. You can't keep that type of money in there, man. You're gonna get robbed. You know what I'm talking about? And they probably told y'all that when you got there, because probably people go in the bank think it's always a lot of money in here. Then you find out, no, it's not. I really think you got 100. Yeah, they gonna get robbed.
They were robbing out in Texas.
They gonna rob. They gonna get robbed.
Them banks that's in like rural areas, they be having a lot of money because people come from far to the bank. They be having a lot of money in small banks because it ain't no close banks by.
You know what I'm saying? But that's really the number one reason why they don't have money. It's not the lending part. It's not, oh, we don't got it, we lent it out. That's a security problem for them because they gonna be the ones at risk. They in the branch. So when the nigga come in with the fire, nigga, they putting the fire on them. So to protect their employees, nah, man, you can't have that money in here.
I gotta see the movie though. Yeah. The niggas was at the nigga came in, the nigga waiting for him to open. So
absolutely, it ain't my money. You can take all that shit.
I don't know.
Man, you know that's the craziest thing I ever seen. Yeah. Nigga getting robbed and he fighting to protect another nigga money. Man, you get all that junk shoot, nigga, you won't mind too?
Yeah, he know. I don't know the name of it. White boy was robbing. Robbing.
Well, shoot, I just need to get another nigga rental car and pull up. Nigga, it's a robbery. Give me all the money. She said if they pull up to the drive-thru, she said, and you say it's a robbery, she said they're instructed to get, how much? Nigga, I'm inside. I ain't getting this nigga nothing.
You see him?
Nigga say I'm inside. This nigga can't even get to me. Still getting the money. That's crazy.
Heck yeah. That was y'all see a movie. Then they wasn't getting 20s and 50s. It was like
Wow.
5, 10.
Tavon say they really only keep insured money. I work for an armored trunk company. They don't keep money in banks. They do transfer. And I forgot about that part, but that's about right. The FDIC, they keep that FDIC limit in that bank. That way, if it get robbed, it's insured. It ain't no loss.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, them 80s, well, niggas was robbing banks, boy. You understand me?
Money, he right. But the
80s and 90s?
the armored car people that
They
pick
got
up
the
at
money.
Walgreens, Walmart, the bank, that's who got the money. They got them bands on.
You see what happened to dead president? You get shot.
Them boys strapped on site.
Look, through the people, blow your damn brains. And I know it do you do work for him.
Armored truck.
Come on, give me Matthew 13:23.
But he that receives seed into the good ground
In the good ground.
is he that hear the word and understand.
And what?
Understand.
And what?
Understand.
Okay.
Which also bear fruit and bring forth.
You see it?
some-
You see what it do? You know why it bear fruit? Because it abide in the vine. Go ahead.
and bring forth some 100-fold, some 60, some
See, this is
30.
the thing. Some people gonna bring forth more fruit than others, and that's okay. Come back to Psalms 1, man. Give me Psalms 1 and 1. From Psalms 1, give me Proverbs chapter 3, man, verse 14. Yes, Muffin dear. Why you slapping yourself? What's wrong with you? That don't hurt you?
You want the whole thing?
Yeah, Psalms 1 and 1.
Blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful, but is delight in the law of Yahuwah, and in his law do we meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by
He
the
shall
rivers,
be like a what?
a tree planted by rivers of water. That
Pause,
bring,
right? Remember, right? We did all this. We talked about this Wednesday. We talked last night about what that jesting and scornful and mock it meant. Yahushua did not sit around the people and allow him to do that. They were only able to do that because of the situation, circumstance he was in, and because it was written. So you blessed are you who don't sit in the seat of the scornful. What else?
stand in the way of sinners.
Stand in the way of sinners. You don't take your stand with sinners. See, a lot of people get it twisted. Remember, he said to show mercy to the poor, to get rid of your iniquity. That's exactly what the Lord did. Those who were lowly because of their transgression, that's what he did. He said the publicans and the harlots will get in before you. Because he said John came in by the way of righteousness and they heard him and believed. You didn't. See, coming to sinners to give them what can save them is not hanging out with sinners like how people like to put that out. He wasn't hanging with sinners. When people say, see, Jesus hanged with sinners, you're really a Pharisee. You really, like we talked about last night, you're really the men of renown who killed this man. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what they said about him during his day. He hanged with sinners. He wasn't hanging with sinners. He was bringing the gospel to the poor. He was bringing health to the sick. These people were sick with their sins, so therefore let me come to them and give them what they need so they can be whole. There's a difference between that. I'm not hanging out, I'm not standing in the way with sinners. I'm not hanging out with these people because I can't hang out with them. I won't be blessed. Continue.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he do shall prosper.
So his leaf won't wither. We talked about that last night. It's not going to wither.
The ungodly,
I mean, the Wednesday, that's good. I don't need all that. That's talk. We don't want to talk about that. I don't care about that. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, give me Proverbs 3 and 14. You hot?
It says, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of
See, we'll
silver.
make it 3 and 12. You have a
It
hot
says,
flash.
for whom Yahuwah loveth, he correct, even as the Father, the Son, and him whom he delight. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom.
Happy is the man that find what?
Wisdom.
Find what?
Wisdom.
Come on.
And the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver.
Give him merchandise, Civic. I think Tavon ride around that armor truck with that shotgun, boy, he gonna light a nigga up.
Sakar, that is traffic, gain, profit, gain from merchandise.
Gain. This is what you gonna gain. Remember what it said in Ezekiel about that man in Ezekiel with his traffic? Remember that? Get Ezekiel 28 and 1, man. Run that for the real. I couldn't beat a nigga in the armor truck. Boy, nigga walk up and shoot that nigga in his kneecap. Bah!
Yeah, you too
Back
itchy.
up, nigga.
You too itchy.
I ain't even shoot. You walking, you too close.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's your job. Check
Hey,
it
my job is to shoot a nigga
on site.
on site.
Ain't-
Slow on,
ain't
Rohan.
no
Come up on the car you want to,
I
boy.
was looking for directions.
Shit, direct you right
ahead.
Straight up and down. You going to the grave tonight?
Shoot.
I'm scared. I need to go home.
Look at your bodies everywhere.
You said, "See, you what?"
28 and 1.
It's the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, turn, saying to the prince of Tyrus, thus said Yahuwah Elohim, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am Elohim. I sit in the seat of Elohim in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not Elohim.
Not Elohim.
Though thou set thy heart as the heart of Elohim.
That's right.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Wiser than who?
Daniel,
What else?
there is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Ain't no secret.
With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou have gotten thee riches.
That you what?
Gotten thee
They
riches.
say with wisdom and understanding, he got riches, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sound like some merchandise and traffic.
And have gotten gold and silver into
right
thy
down.
treasures.
Mm.
By great wisdom and by thy traffic.
Oh, by great wisdom and by your what?
Thy traffic.
By your what?
Traffic.
What happened?
Thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because.
Give him traffic civic in Ezekiel 28. Tell him what to see if it's the same traffic we got in Proverbs 13. He said he kept a 40, Sal, SW, and a 32. They ain't get that boy no high power weapon.
Rakula, that is merchandise, traffic, or trade.
Same thing, right? What did Yahushua tell you in Revelation 3? I counsel you to buy gold and we try to find that you might be what? Rich. So when you look at this here, come back. I'm reading y'all that Ezekiel 28 so you can see that's not the devil. The devil don't got no traffic and no riches. The devil ain't increased in wisdom and understanding. I'm reading all that because Proverbs chapter 3 say, happy is the man that find wisdom and the man that get understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than silver and gold, and the gain thereof than fine gold. So why is that important? The increase of wisdom and understanding is the hallmark to be able to get you to this tree of life, to be able to produce the fruit. Why? Because when we read in Isaiah 11, and it said that there was a stem, that it was a rod that would have come out of the stem of Jesse, right? What did it say that it mentioned? And he would have the spirit of what? Wisdom. And he would be swift in the understanding of you. Ain't that what it said? Okay, I didn't want to make sure. So guess what? One of the benefits of that tree of life, it produces. It produces wisdom and understanding. And what is that wisdom and understanding really a byproduct of? The love of God. Or maybe it's the faith of God. Whichever one you want to use for. Come on back to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 14, if you would, sir.
It says, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof of fine gold.
That's right.
She is more precious than rubies.
She's more precious than rubies.
And all the things that thou can desire are not to be
I
compared
just
unto
want
her.
you men to understand there's nothing on this earth that be compared to the wisdom and understanding of Elohim. Not no money, not no jewels, not no car, not no woman, not nothing. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what we were really trying to tell Buddy on Wednesday. Like, bruh, you supposed to desire the things that come from God. See, he kept mentioning that, seek the kingdom first and all this be. Well, what you saying don't pertain to that. Because if you seeking this man dominion and rule first, then you would understand that a woman cannot compete with the wisdom and understanding of Yahuwah. And that ain't nothing against no woman. Let's just let that be known. That ain't nothing against no woman. That don't make a woman lesser. That make a man understanding. Because what did we talk about maybe a week ago? Who's the head of man? Mashiach. And what has Mashiach been made unto you? Wisdom. So happy is the man who get the Lord. And guess what happens when you get the Lord? You get what? Understanding. So guess what you could be able to do now? Now you could be a benefit to a woman in some church. But the woman can't be number one. She can't be your number. And when I'm not talking about you got a wife, I'm talking about you ain't got one. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all don't understand that. Boy, ain't no man, you ain't supposed to teach no young man to be living his life worrying about going to get no woman. You know what I'm saying? Or even have his focus on a woman. His focus ought to be on himself and his God to make himself prepared to be the best man he can be. Then he can be a benefit to a woman who is worthy enough to be in his life. You know what I'm talking about? See, all that stuff, I want him to be a true gentleman and all this, that, there, and the third. Man, bump all that junk. You know what I'm talking about? Let that boy become a man of God, preferably. He become a man of God, preferably. All that other stuff gonna fall into place. You don't need a Jesus to be no beta male sent mangina. Let that man grow up and be a man of God, and he'll be just the type of man you want him to be for any woman he come across. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't saying that to be funny, man. I'm dead serious right now, man. You seen what he said? Nothing is more precious than this man's wisdom and understanding, and nothing can be compared to it. You can't compare nothing to Yahuwah. Man, y'all understand how great this man's wisdom is. Do you understand that? You understand that gives you skill in war? It's a war going on out here, man. I done told you once, I done told you twice. Boy, it's a war for souls out here, boy. And you need the wisdom, the skill to know how to move, and the insight to know when you at war. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't no game. That ain't no joke. That's not disparaging. The reason why it seems disparaging is because we've been told to make our whole life revolve around getting a woman. You know what more bruising? What about the law that say be fruitful and multiply? Well, nigga, if you a jackass, I don't want you to be fruitful and multiply. You ain't gonna do nothing but be fruitful and multiply more jackasses. Y'all know it. Some of y'all have met some men that you know ain't got no business replicating their DNA. At that point in their life where they met her. Don't mean they still there. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know it. Shoot, you know that you were at a point in your life as a man that you ain't had no business replicating your DNA. And it didn't mean that you were lesser than. You weren't in a position where you needed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what you supposed to have been doing. Because you ain't got nothing to give them. You know what I'm talking about? And when I'm talking about something to give them, I ain't talking about no money. But you know, that's another deal, man. Because like I say, you don't really start coming into your own as a man till you hit your 30s, unless you had a whole squadron of solid men instructing you in your youth. So you was focused and locked in early. Other than that, man, you don't start coming into your own as a man till you hit your 30s. Because that's when your wisdom, understanding, and life experience start falling in together. Now you got some jewels to drop. You know what I'm talking about? When you in your 20s, you ain't got too many jewels to drop. You ain't got too much wisdom to give. You ain't got no understanding. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. It's just a process of life. What's up, boy? Come here, boy. Let me get those, man. I need some of those, man. I can't have none. I can't have none. No, let me get this Proverbs 3:16, man. Length of days is in her right hand, and her left hand riches and honor. So look at what he said is in his hand. Riches. Days of pleasantness in her past shalom.
That is kindness, pleasantness, delightfulness, beauty.
So the ways of wisdom is beautiful, it's kind, it's pleasant. Listen to the next thing it said. She, a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, blessed that retain her. So wisdom is like a tree of life when you can lay hold to it. And you know what that come in at? That's your temperance. So why is that important? To take root downward, to bear fruit upward, you would need to go after wisdom. And look what it led in. You want to find in wisdom? Because we didn't read verse 11. It's not despising the chastening of Yahuwah, because whoever he loved, he correct. And guess what? The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom, and depart from evil is understanding. So you begin to get wisdom when you begin to get corrected. When you begin to get corrected, that's when you begin to be able to get to the tree of life. And what gets you corrected? The law gonna get you corrected, because you know once you broke it, you died. So now you're in need of a redeemer. Let's come over here to Proverbs 15. What you will. Muffania. I think it's 15-3, man. Because I ain't got that page.
The eyes of Yahuwah are in every place, beholding evil and good.
That's right.
A wholesome tongue, a tree of life, but perverseness therein, a breach in the ruach.
I want you to come back, a wholesome tongue. Give them wholesome by definition. Marpe, that's healthy.
Healing, cure.
So a healing tongue. Come over here, give me Luke 5, man. Luke 5:28. Muffania.
And he left all, rose up, and followed him. And Levi made him a great feast in his own house. And there was a great company of publicans and of others that sat down with him, with them. But their scribes and Pharisees murmured against his disciples, saying, Why do you eat and drink with publicans and sinners? And Yahushua answered, said unto them, They that are whole need not a physician.
They that are whole need not a
A
what?
physician.
But they
that are sick.
that are what?
That are sick.
Didn't he say he came for the sick?
Mm-hmm.
Then we just read and Daniel 4, it said to break off your iniquity, to show mercy to the humble, or to the poor, to the lowly. Why is this important? A wholesome tongue, a healthful tongue. What's going to bring health? It's the gospel of Yahushua HaMashiach. That's what brings health. A mouth that has the gospel of life in it is like a tree of life, because it's going to give health. What does the tree of life give? Here fruits that is for what? The healing of the nations. Ain't that what it said? Give me Revelation 22 and 13, 14 specifically.
I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. You may enter in through the gates.
Okay, I'm in the
city.
wrong spot. Back it up. Go back to verse 1. That's my fault.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal,
That's
proceeding out of the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the tree of life, which bare 12 fruits, yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree for the healing of the nations.
The leaves of the tree for the what?
Healing of the nations.
Healing of the nations. Well, what's going to heal the nations? Because he said a wholesome tongue is as a tree of life, right? Well, what's going to heal? Joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness. See, this is what the law couldn't do. The law wasn't a tree of life that had healing in it. How do we know this? It's right in the law. In Genesis chapter 3, how do we know that the law didn't have healing in it? What's your problem, son? Well, go ahead and tell me. Come here, Jeremiah Tansberg. What's your problem? Where is it at in the law that you can see that the law don't have healing in it? In Genesis chapter 3 specifically. That's correct. And how do we know the tree of life got healing in it? Because he said, let us get this tree away from them lest they eat of it and live forever. So that's how you know that tree of knowledge of good and evil or the law didn't have healing in it. Yes, sir. You see how that worked? You see the difference? See that tree of life in the garden, that was a wholesome tongue.
But it said the tree of life is the law.
Who told you that? Faithful to God.
Young nigga don't know. Young nigga don't know. I don't know that young nigga.
He said people.
First he said the tree was people, then he said the tree was the law. That's what I was like.
I mean, it is what it, but again, I be telling y'all this, right? And I don't be saying this for no reason. It's a lot of brothers don't really know the word like that. And the sad part is they think that they do. And I know y'all probably get frustrated. Like, this nigga stupid, this nigga crazy. But you know, I've been dealing with these dudes for a long time, off and on. So I already know that these dudes don't know. And when you come at them with a perspective that they ain't never heard, they usually resist. And they usually resist for one reason and one reason alone. And you know what that is? Because what you've given is so simple and so plain that they can't believe that that's actually what it is. You know what I'm saying? They can't believe that that's actually what it is. It's that simple. Like I say, Buddy got so offended when he's like, you don't need a woman. No, you shouldn't need a woman to make you a man. You need a woman to make you a man. You're in a bad state. But you know what people hear? You don't need a woman. If that's what you hear, that's what you hear because that's an insecurity within your own self. But I don't need a woman to get me to point A to point B. I should have already been on that before I met her. Imagine you saying I need a woman to serve God. I need a woman to get up and go to work today. This woman makes me be more energized. That means that whatever vision, purpose, and desire you had isn't strong enough. That means you take that woman away, your desire go away. That's the point of what we're talking about. We talked about this many times before. You shouldn't do nothing for nobody but you. I'm talking about the motivation to go do something that sit there in the third. There's a difference of going to do something so that you could be a benefit to someone. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I know if I go do X, Y, Z and I get this and I got a wife, she gonna benefit from this. My kids are gonna benefit from this, but they're not my reason to go do it. They're not my reason to go do it. I got my own reasons to go do it. That's my own reasons to go do it because that's my own motivation. Every man should be internally motivated. If you need external motivation, that means whatever you're doing, you don't really desire to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to pump your own gas. You know what I'm talking about? Better get you a Tesla. Right? That's just the point. Because I'm just saying, as a man, because guess what we told? Your woman should be your inspiration, this, that, and the third. And that's cool. But at the end of the day, you should not need external motivation to do what it is that you say you want to do. You shouldn't just be moved by survival. I got to take care of my family, because now you're moving in a sense of fear. And that ain't no good headspace for no man to be in to make wise decisions. You never want to be in a space where you're fearful, because you're not going to make wise. You're going to make decisions based off that fear. You're going to lead your family based off your fear. If you're fearful a woman going to leave you, then you're going to do everything in your power to deal with that woman, but you're going to be dealing with her from a position of fear. And that's not going to be profitable for you. That's not going to be profitable for her. And it's definitely not going to be profitable for your children. What y'all over there laughing about? It got to be funny. You talking while I'm selling dope.
It's a sidebar. It would have ranked him. Kill him.
You want to know what this is?
You disrespecting my class? Where your chalkboard at? That nigga gonna have to write on the chalkboard. You going with her? What you laughing for? She mean, you ain't say anything. I'm sitting here looking at it. So now you calling me a lie. You got a chalkboard in here, though?
That's right, Ray.
That's close enough. What you laughing for? Well, these niggas finna be in detention for a long time, boy. Long time. You got a lawnmower on?
Got that, huh?
Your feet gonna be green when you leave here. I wouldn't care what you had on. Shoot, we go get a sling blade. How about that? You got one of them?
Yeah. That's some scissors.
That's cut the whole grass with scissors. One blade at a time. Disrespectful, bro. Bastards. Give me Proverbs 11:30. You can go out there with me.
It says the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise.
The fruit of the what? The righteous?
Or the tree of life.
Hold on. Oh, Tavon talking about what you did, talking about you brought out Lucifer being the Lord. They came for him. They told Willie wasn't humble. But you can hear pride and the need to be right, even when wrong, when dudes speak. See, y'all better than me, because I'd have been out of that. You know what I'm talking about? Man, you nigga crazy as hell, man. I'm not finna argue with you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This when you know, like Buddy did on we was on that, set up the debate. Let's have the debate. I debated if I wanted to go see your mama. I say, you know what? Her breath stink. I ain't going over there. That nigga that was upset. Let me see, I'm trying to change. That's how they get upset. You know what I'm saying? You go to backing dudes in with that book, what a boy get upset.
Yep.
I'm talking about they get enraged. I could hear him now. You saying Lucifer's the devil? That is the Lord. He's the devil. That's the devil. And all you got to hit him at is, this the line, man. If you tell somebody that, this is what you tell them when they come back with you. Who told you that? And why did you believe it? You know what I'm saying? What you basing that off of? Because even when we told Buddy that on that thing, boy, he wasn't ready for that. That's the king of Babylon. Then it was the devil. Then it's, I don't know who it is. Well, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get on Clubhouse and fool with them niggas. Them niggas be pinging me in room, man. I don't go around. You know what I'm saying? I listen to you. I jumped around there with Faithful to God. As soon as he opened his mouth, boy, I was gone. Let me tell you why that ain't the law of Moses. I'm going to go ahead and slide. I'm going to be out. That nigga was mad. That nigga said, this idiot. I said, no, let me help you out. Yeah, that's his name. I've known the nigga for years. I know, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, real dude. Huh? No, he black. Black dude, man. Real rude, disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Arrogant little bastard. He always been like that. That a dude I was telling you, When I tell you my man LaRon told him like, hey, bro, don't come at bro like that. He ain't like them. That's who he was talking to. Some years back, he said, yeah, don't come at bro like that. They had a whole group, man, called Soldiers of God. That junk broke up, man. I don't know why they broke up, but he said faithful was the reason behind it. But when you look at the fruit of the righteous, is a tree of life. What did we see in Matthew 13? That when that seed falls in good ground, what does it produce? 60, 30, 100-fold. What are you producing? Joy, life, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, meekness, faith. Ain't no death in that because there's no law against it. We'll start right here. We had 2 hours and 35 minutes. Yahuwah willing, we're going to transition and focus on the image. You know, we'll still reference Revelation 2, but we won't be naming it that on the next one. And we'll talk about how when you produce that fruit, that you'll be in his image. So hallelujah for Yahushua the word. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. Bless y'all at the house Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I know we still need to go back to Ezekiel 31. Of course, you know, everything just be elements and then everything just come together over time of a multitude of things. Also, keep in mind that I think we about 3 weeks out. This month over with, you're 3 weeks out from trumpets, by and large. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
And with atonement, y'all know the congregation cash app. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what little muffin them got on what they gonna need. I guess they'll let that be known. They probably need to let that be known sooner rather than later.
All right.
Because remember, she said for the 1 day feast, they were catered. So for any of y'all that's coming for a feast day, I think the cash app is Assembly Firstborn. I don't touch that money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asking you for no money. I'm talking about people who know they out of town and they coming down for the feast. That's where you would cash out the bread for the feast. You know what I'm saying? I don't regulate. I had nothing to do with none of that. So I'm just letting that be done. I appreciate y'all, man. Bless y'all, the house Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I love y'all. Yahuwah willing. Till the next one. Yes.